is shown on up, pulls away from the spray, back into it, there he is!
Let's go.
Oh no! Oh! Deleted! The disadvantage! What is that?
Much like G2, coming into this week, it's crunch time for NRG. At 0-2, your 2025 World Champions are running out of time to secure their spot in the playoffs here in Stage 1. Mitch Leslie here, joined by Wyatt River. I mean, this is a team who stylistically feels like they've really struggled to adapt, and they've played some really odd comps. It just feels like, hey, how is this team kind of a step behind in adapting to the realities of Valorant as it is now?
It's because they got away with playing their double initiator style throughout the first portion of this year, had a great run at Santiago, but it feels like we might be approaching the expiration date of that approach to the game, given that the meta is now so ironed out as far as running the Neon, so much of the double duelist, etc. Now, on the opposite side, to talk about 100 Thieves, man, even though they didn't make it to Santiago, they were one of the teams getting a lot of hype in Americas for their kickoff run because they came in with some unique ideas from their coaching staff, running some new comps with some very interesting strats, preset ideas coming in, and so I think people were excited to see them in this stage. Now, they come out with a nice 2-0 over EG, but last week, lose to this new Sen team with Jerwin coming back in. So I think people are still trying to figure out where are 100 Thieves at right now.
Okay, so, I mean, NRG picked this Pearl map that we saw earlier on. It was a sort of interesting comp against FURIA.
Yeah, it's just their old stuff. I mean, they
played Waylay, post-nerf.
Yeah, they kept the post-nerf Waylay where you have the slow cast on your Hinder. Now, 100 Thieves selecting Lotus is interesting because it's the third week now in a row they have first picked a different map. Lotus was also their first ban last week. So I think it's safe to say that 100 Thieves
are
right
in
now
flux.
They're struggling to find a home, which is also, I think, evident in the results so far being as contrasting as possible.
Charitably, it could also be that some positive developments have arisen this week on this map. But it was Breeze in week 1, Haven in week 2, and now Lotus in week 3 for 100 Thieves. I'm looking at NRG because we were expecting them to make changes on this particular map, but they're not huge ones. They've really just plug and play. They've taken the Waylay out and they put Mata in on the Neon. We've got to scrutinize this pick, though, because
still double initiator they're trying to run here, still trying to prove that it can work. Now, right now in the meta, I think this is a great test for it because we have seen Phoenix be utterly dominant in its non-mirror win rate. So, just based on that, you're going to assume 100 Thieves could win here. If you just want to strip everything else away, 100 Thieves are playing the more dominant meta look. And on top of that, I like that Cryo is on the chamber here. He's been putting up good numbers playing the Cypher and the Viper, but he's also been, I think, lacking in getting a lot of high impact kills, a lot of quantity, so I think here he can get that impact as well.
It's time for match start, brought to you by Samsung OLED, folks. And yes, NRG still not going towards a double duelist composition whatsoever, but adjustments are being made. It's crunch time, though. It's 0-2. They must find success here today to have any hope, really, of sailing into those playoffs. Off to the races here with NRG, 100 Thieves on its attack side, pardon, into that B side. Immediately, Blaze Wall is going to get them into halls.
Yeah, wide open. NRG had more emphasis over towards that A side. We're going to be on for a full retake situation. Look, maybe Asuna considering trying to fight a little bit further forward. The team grouping up to take some space in street, try to do something proactive.
Looking for a big flood onto the B side here, but Bang might have caused an issue now. Really shores up this potential pincer for the attackers in the post plant. Asuna onto the site, really trying to take on Mata, who had eluded him for a time. But Timo is able to emerge here from halls. This puts NRG down to 2.
One enemy remaining.
Scuba and Brock with a high-low setup that falls flat on its face.
That's nice from 100 Thieves. I like that pivot, the proactivity getting into street. It's also pretty optimized when Bang just gets the instant one-tap kill. And from there, they can play that triple phase setup. Asuna gets a good moment getting back into the site. The timing on the relay bolt was exactly when NRG were trying to re-push in. Mata's trying to do his best to draw the crosshair away, but ends up looking a little bit overcooked from the Asuna point of view.
I mean, he bought time.
It's a free one.
He bought time, but no one was really able to do much about Asuna. And then Timo was there in halls to pick up that trade.
Well, that is a nice little start. Now, this Pearl map is one where it's extremely easy to just harvest Phoenix orbs over and over. So that's definitely something we're going to want to be looking at with Timo. He does get the one over on B side here, which again is wide open for the taking. NRG just went for the 50-50 gamble and come up short.
Yeah, it's not going to be too much to say about this round. I do want to maybe draw attention to Mara on this map. Against Crew, struggled on the Neon. So it wasn't just Waylay,
That
wasn't
a
split.
Neon diff game that happened last week. Yeah, he was on attack side.
Some numbers.
Struggling to come up with anything.
0 and 9, first kill, first death for that map. It was really difficult to watch. Again, I do feel like Mara's the kind of guy with a really high ceiling, but sometimes the floor is virtually subterranean.
But what's usually, even if he starts a game like that, he'll bounce back.
Yeah.
That, I feel like, has been the hallmark of his, I don't know, just like him
Or
as
a
a player
series at least,
generally
right?
over the last year. It's like he would start a game slow and then suddenly get an ace, and then he's right back into the game and just goes crazy on the second half. Like, that's something he would do frequently, but yeah, so far this stage struggles for the team as a whole, and he definitely needs to bounce back here.
It seems these strangers want me dead.
And that round passes us by with a minimal event, as it was an incorrect gamble by NRG on that stack. Now, though, guns in hands for defense side.
Yeah, the main thing really of note on that round is just that Timo is able to get up to 5 orbs.
There's 4, there's 4.
He gets the orb plant, dies, so 1 away now. They can play to that as a win con on this bonus round.
Yeah, that's happened pretty quickly. That ultimate about to be online. Something you want to abuse if it's only 6 orbs.
Yep, and one of the main reasons that Phoenix is so good right now. With Yoru out, he's got the flashes, but his ult is very good and so easy to get. And look at this. Sorry, real quick, Aspas is so fast up towards B, making all of this sound while the rest of the team works through art.
Selling it as well with his Prowler. Guided Salvo gave A-main control for NRG, but now they're going to be potentially fighting here in art. Ethan buys some nice time. And he's thinking of sending a Salvo here to further delay. So 100 Thieves have to decide if they're going to linger here any longer. They've given up their B presence, but managed to at least keep one player interested. Scuba's still over to tower.
Yeah, off that art pressure, you could see the NRG backup that was on B had rotated away real quick. And with this noise cut from 100 Thieves, NRG are finding themselves pretty spread across the map.
I think the card itself is still being held onto, though, by Ethan, so can still be reactive and slow down this potential pincer from Art. I don't think it's 43 seconds left. They're going to go for the fight. And there it is. Asuna slides on in. He wants to play the degenerate shotgun approach. And Mara doesn't have a thing to say about it. Now, Ethan's going to be forced out of this corner with the molly.
30 seconds left.
And here it is, that guided Salvo. He held on to it for a long time. Wyatt, it's not going to do too much to disrupt them. Ah, but Kiko gets in amongst the pigeons. He's already found himself two. Can play off his turret now. It's going to be a tough position to break.
Timo's still going to have one flash to play with over from Art. Probably going to send that out. You know, off the timing of the tab, but with Cryo isolated in the corner, this round should be as good as done.
Asuna for 3. Hang on. This is getting ugly now. Timo having to swing off this one. It's another tap. Asuna as well from a different angle here. How do one of these put this together? Bonafide 2v2, any sort of cringe stall mechanics? What? Asuna with the ace. Coming out strong here on a Neon Gamer. We had questions about whether it was the correct assignment for him. Maybe, you know, him, Phoenix, Timo, Neon, but no. One of these are stuck with this look, and man, pretty tidy round just as NRG had their buy.
That's a great way for Asuna to start convincing people that he should be the primary Neon on this team. It's been a relatively slow start for him this stage. Last week, looking genuinely uncomfortable on Haven on this role. And then just clutches up in a sick moment on the bonus round to just keep this momentum going for 100 Thieves. I love how he played that entire situation, like using the movement to get back as well, picks the right moment to come back in.
Oh, we're going to have a fight here. I'll get onto that topic. Flash around here. Bora, brief flash able to find 2 as the swing came from NRG. And that'll about knock the wind out of your sails.
Wasn't much of a fight.
No. Just more of an extinction event, really. NBS last week, I mean, he's being interviewed by Dryad. He sort of says, yeah, this is how we want our setup to look because we feel like Asuna actually is a potential Neon specialist. He has a specialist, you know, DNA for it, which for us was maybe surprising because it's not something we'd seen from him in so long.
I thought it was just peculiar on the basis that Asuna historically has always been at his best playing the flex initiator flash role and the secondary duels. And the numbers support that as well. You know, in terms of his average damage per round, any stat you want to pull, Neon is the lowest of all of his duelists, and there is a gulf, even between Jet being the second lowest, which he was always like, you know, just kind of okay on
But
serviceable,
Cryo
right?
was playing Jet so much on this team.
Well, but if Asuna can unlock himself on this agent, and you have Teemo dialed in on the Phoenix, yeah, they can pop off. Teemo is just such a good entry player as well that it's like, is this optimal? We'll see, though. So far, so good on Pearl.
You can certainly be the edge player right now when you pop that runner back, and that's the second round consecutively. Cryo has found a great kill over, just to reduce the pressure here over towards that plaza position. Here's Asuna into the side of the overdrive, but there's not really much to shoot at here as Vora's already found two. And this is looking like an unbelievably clean attack side for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, and a light anchoring attempt there is going to get flattened into paper. A two-dimensional state when you have the Phoenix running it down on you with the Neon going back, all sliding. Like, you're not going to be able to hold that site ever.
And Cryo is just working the map very patiently, continuing to be a real nuisance here for NRG and denying them any ability to really get into the map, get that map control, or gain that easy info.
You're basically always going to see the Astra and the KJ. They're primarily focused on playing towards that B side, using all the util to stall out, and then the death ball with the Neon can rotate in later. That's like the most common setup we see with these agents. But even with those two, the best stall agents there, it's so difficult to slow down and stop this Neon Phoenix, especially when you're in a Phoenix ult, you have no regard for your own life, and you can just send it forward. It doesn't even matter.
Oh, man, Broadcap with the Odin up on that corner. Somehow just doesn't spot Cryo, not nearly quickly enough.
Yeah, he is.
Timeout time for sure.
Cryo is just picking them apart as well. Heading into this, I believe it's like in ACS, maybe a couple other stats, Cryo is just the leader in the league at the moment, heading into this weekend. He's been putting up really sick numbers. I do think, though, on the rolls he's been on with the Cypher and Viper on the maps, when you're watching him, he's not always collecting a ton of the super high impact kills, though. Like, some of them are definitely feel like fluff kills, and it's not to discredit how well he's playing, but I think
it's like late in the round, opponents are saving.
My takeaway from it has been, if he's playing a role like the Chamber, though, with the form that he's in, where you can take more of the first engagements, you can be more bold than when you're playing Viper or Cypher. He can be a player with takeover game potential. That's always been the case when he's on the Chamber. So I do like to see them leaning into that here as well. I think that just opens up another additional win con for them.
And he's operating as a pivot here for 100 Thieves in general. This plaza control is really important because NRG don't have a viable way to push up and get that info or potentially catch rotates. It's just not going to happen, which gives 100 Thieves the freedom to work the map and play these slower rounds. And that might have been required if Vora isn't actually finding these openers. It's the Fade, for God's sake, who's just, first in A main, then over on B. Might be another A play here, but the guided salvo will provide the space for Mado to get nestled up here.
Yeah, NRG not really making a whole lot of noise off the back of that. It's just the slow creep forward. Haven't even tried to get a tap onto the orb yet. Just weary that if they do, suddenly there's a pop flash in their face, someone sliding out, right? So they are just as patient as can be.
Asuna, what does he jump the corner here with the dash, draw the crosshairs away? Sounded like he had activated. Here he comes into the push. Mada. Well, it's going to be 1-for-1 for him. Ethan will have a chance to get back at the very least, and some info gleaned from that encounter as well. A lot of players here for 100 Thieves work in that A main position, but note the spike position. They're not committed to this by any stretch of the imagination. They've also got a foothold in art all of a sudden.
Yeah, so much pressure applied with the alarm bot going down. NRG have to be extremely concerned about an A play coming through, but hey, that's a fortunate little bonus of running the double initiator and having the drone that can scale that far. So most of art is completely re-cleared, but
I mean, Cryo's just going to walk back in there now. Oh wait, there's another drone. Yeah,
yeah, it's
the double re-clear.
Drones on drones.
You hate to see it. Still, that drone didn't see a whole lot at all.
But with Cryo being so separate, what could have been a 4-on-2 site hit turns into a 3-on-2, and it's doable for NRG. It's doable for Scuba here.
Oh, we don't check those corners, do we? Scuba having a double down, make it 3. It's Bang attempts to challenge.
It is done.
And that's not really where Cryo wants to be. He's forced to push off across the map. And a little bit of a slow round, screeches to a halt for the 100 Thieves.
Yeah, Cryo just really ends up in no man's land there. Not enough players to actually trade things out effectively on that side. Scuba just works into this position that ends up not being cleared.
I mean, it's just straight up nice stuff from Scuba, but there's not a ton of ability to get information on the B side. Yeah, you can just play a corner against those 3 agents and be safe.
Go, go, go.
Finally, stopping the bleeding a bit there for NRG, who once again want to go towards A main. I've got an off now for Armada, trying to use the drone to post them up on that line.
You see what happens when Vora dies first in these rounds, though. Like, 100 Thieves really need this fade on the map.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, even on the last round, I'm thinking, yeah, like a Prowl or a Haunt, something that could have cleared Scuba there, right? Yeah.
You would so much early
You'd kill for it, but on this 100 Thieves, they're going to pivot back now over towards B. Looks like they just want to go for a split. Scuba is currently entrenched back halls, and it's very possible he will not be able to escape. That is the case. Yeah. You hate to lose that guy right away.
It's tough. He got timings, but I don't think there would have been anyone there to trade for him anyway. He was in a rough spot. So again, NRG just leaned pretty heavily onto the A side of the map here. I mean, the 2 players down connected for 100 Thieves. They're just overwhelmed.
Yeah, I believe there was a turret in street, but it got smoked off, and so Scuba was just not entirely sure of what was going to go on there, what the timing would have been like. And now you're on a retake with a Neon that has an AWP that needs to be the space creator going forward. That's going to be tough in of itself.
Into the site, NRG go. But 100 Thieves have just given so much of this ground. There might be backstab potential, but it might not come quickly enough here. And Arsene is mindful of it. Sees Marta spotted out with the AWP. He's going to claim a kill and make it 2. Marta finally getting into the game. Sees avoided, but there's just no room for NRG to even think about a defuse here.
No, can't throw a smoke down on the spike. Can't send any kind of, I don't know, star back pillar stuff. Like, there's just nothing they can do. They're never going to be able to actually get on the spike there. Losing Scuba basically is just the round done.
Yep. And again, that's just like that early pick, that mid presence and a nice smoke on the turret. So there's just, yeah, there's no early warning. Oh, absolute timings there.
Yeah, I mean, Mata ends up getting a couple kills with the AWP, saves it. I'm not sure, but again, they're just already in an unwinnable situation there.
With like this huge like B long stack, they got like 3, 4 players down there. The backstab just doesn't eventuate. Ethan's looking for flank pressure, but that's not enough.
So this time they want to set up Mata over on that B side with the AWP. All of the pressure from 100 Thieves coming fast down mid. A wall goes over towards street to Con, so threatening that someone could be pushing into that side of the map behind where that turret is, but NRG will quickly find out that no one is going to be there when the wall drops. It's getting re-cleared by a drone.
Prowler just cleared A main though, so 100 Thieves realize there's potential for no one to really be there.
NRG just used both of their drones to clear both Art and Street, so they have to imagine that a hit is going to be coming in towards A. Mata's got that AWP line all the way down B. Nothing has happened there at all. No recall star, nothing.
Can 100 Thieves get around this corner for free? Okay, so that flash will be maintained for the side hit itself. Nice old lineup there's going to force Brock out of that position. Scuba, though, deals with Arsene. There's a ping on one of the players on the attack side, trying to make their way into A. Vora has reached the site. Would love to spray Brock down, but he's able to reassume that position after the molly had expired. Ethan and Art expecting a swing and goes down to the first player. That's Timo falling.
There's a little bit of time for 100 Thieves to play with, honestly. They're going to slow things down. They wait for this haunt. That's going to be nice. Re-hit off that and cry with the spam. That's lovely.
Scuba here, noted. Vora knows he's tucked in that corner into the side. Keiko has no choice but to try and get a foothold here. And Marta's just now approaching. He's still got the op to play into this with as well. With smoke everywhere, it feels like that's going to be a dud.
100 Thieves just waiting to get that smoke up so they can safely cross into the plant, play this out with the man advantage.
Oh, Bang knows he's being sprayed down. Almost saw the head there as well. He's going to go for it. Going to get swung on by Kiko here, but is there a trade? Doesn't even need one. Bang just wins it out. Oh, man. NRG are in deep trouble. And Mata again is going to retreat without having had an opportunity to blood this operator.
Running low.
That swing just comes a little bit early from Kiko, unfortunately, with that relay bolt. Look at the 100 Thieves money. I mean, it's basically capped for everyone, it feels like, right? So they can just hunt. Oh, the shot being baited out. Mata's spotted.
Oh, he's in trouble. I don't think he can let him exit the round, but not this time. Mata into halls. Making enough noise to wake the dead. They're going to push into him here, and Timo will finally get the op out of the hands of the Neon. Not ideal at all for NRG. This is starting to look pretty rough.
They are being dominated right now. Big credit to 100 Thieves for, in that mid-round, after getting front sight control, they pivot into finding a pick Art rather than trying to brute force getting any more space in the site, trying to fight towards secret dugout. They just ignore that completely. Pivot through the nebula that was outside Art, flash to isolate one player, and then after that again, slow things down. Another, well, like 25 seconds maybe. They're just stood around Art, front sight, wait for Bang to be able to re-smoke, and then they plan with 19 or so seconds on the clock. The pacing there on everything was really calm from them and just so solid in its execution.
And I feel like in Art there, Ethan probably needs to at least trade. Find a
he's
way
got
to get
he's got to get 1-for-1, but he's just so overwhelmed.
But he's a single player
it's tough to do it, yeah, and they knew where he was standing.
Just lost the duel,
It's tough, yeah. It's tough for him to win out there. But
those little things, right? Like they have the
yeah.
compounding effect, right? And
Absolutely,
Brook getting forced out by the molly, like the lineup. We're getting good Phoenix util use. Like on the B side, Blaze Wall's going to get you across into halls. On the A side, you're able to clear dugout, get that position, force the player to sort of retake it and get themselves away. So the cogs are turning here for 100 Thieves so far. Bonka, second time out of the map, already expended, and NRG only have one round to show.
Now, how do 100 Thieves out of this timeout want to play an anti-eco? That is the question. Now, they have that grab wall and the ult from Phoenix to play with. And those as a combo kind of feel like you could turn them into a free round win, just kind of like 1-2, take the site, play it out later.
Just add water.
All right, well, they've gotten some information on the fact that NRG are trying to send it out of A with the ult from Mata. That's not going to end up getting any value. 100 Thieves just patient to open this round, figure out what NRG's game plan is, and then work around it.
I think Cryo might have heard something there over towards mid-connector. Unclear, but here comes NRG converging on this side. They've only got the pistols to work with, one rifle in play. A good time for the run and back to be made use of. But there's Scuba finding his second. Kiko for one as well. The Bandit sings, and out to 3v3. But look how low Ethan is. Tough to play from this spot, but there it is. Bang will handle him. Shorty deals with the KJ.
The wall from Mata to get around the trip is very weak. Ethan is just praying that something is going to connect with the Classic.
Yeah, that's being watched for. Mata there as well realizes this is going to be tough to get back in. What's the plan? Long walk back around? Try and play out of connector?
Yeah, that's really the only hope. I mean, obviously at this point, economic damage is not even real for NRG. They've got to just try to send it and get a round win here somehow with the Classics.
NRG's, I mean, these are the gacha whales of this game so far.
Or if you're NRG, other plan is don't die to Timatino and give him orbs. Plan not finding much success just yet.
No.
But yeah.
It's a 7-round game, man. This attack side from 100 Thieves look good, it's look varied, it's look effective, you've got redundancy and utility as well.
And those are the kind of rounds as well where you're seeing the value, the inherent value that Phoenix exists with in his ult being so cheap. You're on an anti-eco, just send it, right? There's going to be ratty NRG players tucked into the site with annoying close-range guns. Just send him in and find out what's going on. He gets one kill, gets the location of Scuba tucked in the corner. You're gonna get, he might get another ult by the time this half is over. It doesn't even matter.
He's like a living owl drone that can shoot back.
Yeah, just use that ult, get the info, it's fine.
Quick art pop here for the defenders, but NRG are backed up. There is an alarm bot just here to catch this out. Oh, buddy! The combo! Still, maybe a slight overextension there from Arsena. Kiko had a great little spot up on top of the boxes to punish the Neon.
Yeah, that was a really good positioning from Kiko. And now, how do 100 Thieves adapt? With Timatino inserted all the way into connector, from just getting all of that art space prior. Cryo has really just been left on his lonesome in this half. He's kind of just been existing, where the rest of the team has not. He's had a couple good kills catching people out on the cross, but he really hasn't needed to have massive impact in this half so far.
After the noise cut, it's going to be an A-side re-hit with 40 seconds in the round. Much of this KJ util being expended to stall things out, but Brook's caught out in the open. Flashed. Kiko at least is able to make a trade of it, though, and that's the Phoenix down.
Yeah, that molly just forces Brock right into the flash. Now, how can they deal with this lockdown, though, when they need to get the spike planted with low time?
This is awkward here. 100 Thieves still going to go for the plant, maybe pull off the side if they can, lingering. Okay, the wallbang is going to account for the lockdown. So they remain entrenched in the site. 2 plays here, already working their way up Secret. This is awkward. Oh, the Cosmic Divide provokes action from NRG, but they run out the hail of bullets from Cryo, who's been virtually perfect on this attack side so far. Yeah, it's like that sometimes. Worlds are about to collide, I imagine. As NRG Realize they're probably going to make something of this. Through the wall we go, and guess who's waiting for him? Cryo and Vora double down, making it an 8-round game.
100 Thieves are playing with a lot of confidence there. Big round from Cryo, but being able to push forward together, they find that lockdown, spam it down, and no one from NRG is in any kind of position to punish them just walking forward and breaking the lockdown there. And they just, don't expect. I'm not sure what really the idea was of the push in towards Secret. Like, they know players from 100 Thieves are likely going to be there because they just broke the lockdown from the spam angle, and then the ult went behind them. I mean, it was just very awkward.
Okay, we're going to have a fight here. Orbital's this B side of the map.
The fastest fight of all time. We're 10 seconds in. Everyone's dead.
NRG want to send it. Such an interesting matchup. This is two world champion coaches, two European coaches imported to America. Two very different takes on how to play Pearl out. So far, 100 Thieves being more willing to, well, be swept with the tides. Have shown a much more successful footing on Pearl.
Yeah, that has been 100 Thieves' approach all year, trying to be forward-thinking with the comps that they're running, their approach to the game, whereas NRG are just trying to, feels like, rely on what's brought them success in the past, no matter what. Ultimatino, the new addition in this 1 versus 2.
And again, this round is just NRG being willing to take that fight at B long. Look at those 4 X's of the red variety here. 100 Thieves maybe not ready for the fight to be taken them so rapidly. 33 seconds. There's always a reason for Timo to fight. The money is absurdly good for 100 Thieves, obviously. So an opportunity perhaps to farm some more ult orbs abounds. There's a flash availability here for Timo. Scuba has the crosshair place, and he is waiting.
A desperately needed round from NRG. They just throw out with kind of a Hail Mary, completely different look. Just send everybody down B to fight.
Yeah, it's like 2 neons drawing crosshairs away. It's just very chaotic.
And then Brock finds the advantage with a good ult in the mid-round. Cryo can't dodge it out.
Gotta do some random shit sometimes, boys.
That's really how it felt. Yeah. They just did some random shit in 1 round.
That's fine.
Sometimes you just gotta send it.
100 Thieves now this time might be a bit more conditioned to fight. Should have come to that. Again, you won't see NRG push past their own salvo. Okay, we're going to fight this in art. Fair enough. Arsena sliding across. He is everywhere.
The whole team is fighting him.
There's a guided salvo that prevents Timo from actually swinging off his contact, and it doesn't matter. Bang! What a catch there as well. Beautifully set up by Vora. Nice C's for 2. Now numbers are even. Side control here for 100 Thieves, and they still want to fight for it. NRG say no. Nobody 10-2s us in the first half of this match. We'll get our third and try and make it a bit more competitive, but not a whole lot of reason to smile over there.
With the strat book lit on fire works again for the last round. All 5 players in art to kill Asena and Timo. I mean, good response from 100 Thieves that they all get out of main quickly. They catch out, at least it was like Ethan, one other guy that were on stairs, but all right, I mean, 2 Hail Marys back-to-back, it feels like, from NRG. That gets them to a 9-3 half. So it's dominant from 100 Thieves overall.
Gonna take more than that from NRG. There was 100 Thieves really come out at gate swing and stick around for the second half of Pearl after these messages.
Red Bull gives you wings.
This is certainly a matchup that could serve as an inflection point for the fortunes of either 100 Thieves or NRG in Stage 1. However, the road doesn't get much easier after this game for both of these squads. To secure a berth in playoffs, both these two need to maintain an upward trajectory, regardless of the result here.
Yeah, after this 100 Thieves, they're going to be playing against FURIA and Crew. Crew look, they look pretty good, Mitch, from what we've seen so far. It is a dangerous schedule ahead. Now, NRG have already played those two aforementioned teams, so now they have to lock in to win the games that on paper people are going to predict them to win. And that starts here against 100 Thieves. You're heading into this with them as the favorite for sure. And yet 100 Thieves are up 9-3, and it's NRG's map pick, Pearl, which they just keep going back to, keep trying to run this double initiator on, and so far in Stage 1 have not found success with.
Yeah. Not a fan of working the double duelist in. Not a fan of putting Kiko potentially on one of those as their Raze player. Okay, Arsenal wants a bit of space here at Art. Special delivery would stop any over push. There's Cryo, the headhunter at the ready. Timo wants more. Boy, howdy, he wants to fight. But NRG aren't giving him anything.
So for 100 Thieves, though, taking down Mata, the entering player, the space maker for a later execute, is a nice one to find early. Over on that B side, you can see Bang is just playing ultra passive, giving the site at the moment. So we might just be headed for a straight-up 4-on-4 retake.
Yep. Bang has some amount of util to work with, but none of this Fade util in playoffs. He had a lot of ghosts here on 100 Thieves, so would always be a little lacking in terms of that retake potential.
Yeah, now for this retake, there is not much util from the Thieves at all. Yeah. Vora might get that haunt back in time. Yeah, it just popped up for him. But Asuna doesn't have the wall. There's no flashes for Timotino, so it's going to be throw this haunt over and run out there, try to kill them type of retake. Yep. That is all they got to work with. They're trying to split it through street actually as well. 2 on either side for 100 Thieves.
Ethan poised here with Frenzy. Sees the player first, and okay, gets out alive at the very least. That's Timo off the map. Tara going to be set up a call. Here comes the push now. Ethan low, but still gives a good account of himself. Finds it another 4v2. Tough odds. And it's going to be NRG with a crucial foothold via this pistol round.
That's a fantastic play from Ethan. Getting the 1 and then living. I mean, he's already done enough there to have the rest of his team secure the round. He's put them in position, but then the fact that he tucks back default and somehow gets a second is crazy. Huge play from him.
Yeah, NRG just made the right call. It's 100 Thieves banking on a...
Nice. Good shit, boys. Good shit.
On an A-side hit. That doesn't come in the end. So 5-round game it is. Now 100 Thieves obviously need to eat crow for this round. See what they can scrounge up.
They're going for the all-out play over towards A main, and the Chamber does something somewhere else, kind of a classic eco look. And the Chamber somewhere doing something else does get them a kill. So that's a solid opening for Cryo.
That's the most unserious thing. Tap of the orb there did draw out the relay bolt. 100 Thieves in numbers now in A main. Potentially would have to retake here. Maybe. In the retake scenario, they can get Cryo set up to play backside A with this headhunter, but we're about to see Cryo.
Mana, don't walk into the 4-stack.
He sees it now.
Don't walk into it. I'm feeling like Walter White in the truck. Episode 14, Season 5.
Opsy and Iconics. Hank! Timo, a little bit ahead of the pack there, over towards A main. Eventually got dragged down. Here's that plant. This is NRG made their way in through Art, which was entirely clear, and now they can set up Secret and wait.
Yeah, maybe Cryo can try to do a little bit of extra damage, but outside of that, clean so far for NRG. Yep. Both initiators actually have done some pretty good work towards getting those ultimates online for them early as well.
Timo up to 3 orbs, so keeping you abreast of the Phoenix ult development.
Kind of curious to see what will happen in A main, because both of these comps have so much firepower if you try to go all in. That it feels like it'll be a kind of a game of, if we try to commit, are they going to fully commit? How many resources do we actually want to expend here? And if we use them all, are we going to be getting hit by a Gravwell missile neon sliding into us, plus there's a recon above us, and like, you know, they can send it on that side of the map, either side if they want to, right? So that'll be an interesting dynamic to see.
100 Thieves also, they need to win 2 to 3 gun rounds here to close this game out still, and now Vora has already availed himself of the Odin. It might just be this like pop A main. 100 Thieves showed they were happy to fight early over that real estate to get the orb into Timotino's hands.
All right, so Mata just going to run down. It's pretty lightly held by 100 Thieves. They give it up instantly.
Prowler was shot.
Yeah, the A main space is collected for NRG. Slowly working down mid. Looking like they want to go for an art crunch. This drone is super nice here. It just clears out everything.
The Astra util could mess this art crunch up, but it's going to be a bit uncomfortable for Bang here. Timo wants to try and take the fight. Just gets a bit unlucky there. Kiko low. Here's Mata. There's the crunch, and there's no one else to see here as the Astra had already backed away.
Yeah, it's a pretty bold solo play from Timo, but you got to feel like he's usually going to go 1-for-1 there. 100 Thieves have 3 players ready to commit for this hold.
Odin spam. Tapped. Could be big. Arsenal just sets his feet on the site. And there's the spam over towards Art. That knocks Kiko even lower than he already was. Arsenal now wants to draw some action. Get out of there if he can. This has slowed things up drastically for NRG. The spike is still on this A site, but nowhere near being planted yet.
Arsenal really is the difference maker right now. He is stepping up in
Can they clear Vora?
Well, they can try to recon him, or they can just shoot him, randomly shoot him through the wall. Yeah, that's a really good strategy, too.
You like that one? Kiko down to 8. He's been hit by 3 different players this round, I'm certain of it. Spike is down, Kiko low, yeah, tucked up on that corner. Awesome, blocky, drops low, bang! Could help out, he was Scuba. 3 for Scuba, 5 HP left. But he's got quite the opponent in front of him, it's Cryo. It shuts this resurgence for NRG back down and gets the Thieves to 10.
I kind of want to see that little last engagement on the replay again with a few players. I want to see if NRG were kind of giving too much of an opening for 100 Thieves to actually take some fights there. Because they did have a player pushed up Church. Scuba's doing a nice job getting kills there. Obviously, again, credit to Austin at the top of the round. Hell of a shot. So Kiko's kind of caught out in the open, and then a swing came from main as well.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, the position gets awkward there when Kiko is trapped.
I think
kind of like trying to find somewhere to stand.
The player swinging maybe didn't know where the player who killed Kiko was exactly. Might have had his crosshair set for it because he just ends up getting ruined. A little bit slow.
So this full buy from NRG is going to have an outlaw in the hands of Scuba. A main pretty free for NRG there. 100 Thieves are yet to go for a real committal fight with the comp that they've got.
They are within spitting distance of the A site already though. Vora needs to be careful. Just randomly, he was wall-banged out of the dugout last round. Oh, Cryo. Love the variation. Not quite Baby Bay-esque. He was playing in the corner across the way yesterday. Like a 3K. But still now, it's a question of how NRG are going to deke him out from that spot.
If you just try to swing on this guy to force him to teleport away, you're getting spammed by the Odin. Oh, what a shot from Kiko. Opens up the opposite side of the map. 100 Thieves going to try to overcorrect for this in any way. I mean, certainly not now with NRG making a ton of noise at the bar.
Oh, okay. There's something here now. Kiko's able to find Timotino, and Vora has to. I was gonna say he has to back right on up, but perhaps he just feels like he may as well throw his lot in with the rest of his team. No connection on the special delivery now. Just spray and hope you don't get hit first. But Kiko draws a bead on him.
Oh, that's one silly kill for Asna, who will probably get traded out soon.
Isn't that just so emblematic of both those players' play styles?
Yeah, so he does go down. We'll see it on the replay, but it looked like 100 Thieves, off the timing of the drone going through, wanted to just go for a flash double swing with the Phoenix. But in back-to-back rounds, yeah, the little flash swings have not worked out. You had Scuba playing anti, tucked to the left. As soon as the flash audio cue goes off, he just swings out to support Kiko.
I wonder if there's interest in expending a timeout here before too many rounds elapse here for 100 Thieves.
2 times Scuba has been able to kill Timo, flashing from the same spot in art by playing pressed up against the wall and delayed swinging.
Yep. Okay. Same stuff here over towards A side. Cryo though has Tour de Force, the quote-unquote hero rifle for the round, but that Aldron's going to force him off the line entirely. We'll see a retreat here from NRG, mindful, of course, that the chamber could unravel them.
NRG have no desire to go towards A, where they feel like a gamble kind of stack could have been waiting for them.
Super fast rotate from Cryo here, though. He wants to make sure this Tour de Force gets involved.
Hell, if he gets a shot in the choke point and then gets the slow on everyone because of it, well, that's not going to happen.
Oh, that's rough. Yeah, fast lane.
But
Came up just in time. Okay, bang. It is checked for. Mata wise to it. Gets around the corner. Cryo found one, was traded out instantly. Timo's going to flash himself off, an odd timing potentially. Mata is now aware that the Phoenix is lurking.
Yeah, it felt like Timo with that flash could have baited someone out from back halls. It was almost right.
Relay made some space. Arsena now spots 2 players inside halls. This info all coming together now for 100 Thieves, who are trying to fight back in with pretty poor weaponry. Rourke is in a great spot to punish this. Spray that corner, the first sight of some of those neon bangs, and he will M1.
I like that NRG gave halls there. All the players just backing up at the same time. They give the space. Let's get the guns at range, get out of this claustrophobic area on the map against these low econ players that are going to try to right-click us with classics. Yep. Just play it safe and get out of there. Secure that 7th round.
Pretty clean stuff from NRG.
Well,
that leaves a bit to be desired, I will say. Odin recovered, though. All good.
Caster curse?
I mean, is there like a mild misconception about where the spike is planted? I'm not
Yeah, mild,
sure.
yeah.
Okay, we'll let that one go. Timeout here called, regardless. And again, for 100 Thieves, it's probably worthwhile here. They're in a position to close out this game. But like I said, a couple gun rounds.
Could I request, is it possible we somehow get a replay of what happened with the spike going down there? I do want to see, I want to see what occurred if that's possible. I'm just
EVS
calling
operators
that out there.
head in their hands right now. Yeah.
Well, we got the 100 Thieves timeout being called, though. NRG are making a little bit of a comeback. 100 Thieves have only been able to get 1 round on this half so far.
Nothing yet. Nothing. Okay. This is how it goes down.
Yeah, it was a cut earlier. They had Bang in the corner. Mata gets the kill.
Uh-oh.
Well, yep.
It was default flood.
Okay. Not great.
That's production. Yeah. Appreciate that.
Regardless, NRG have slowly but surely built their way back into this game. The Odin was maintained, and again, you're dealing with lockdown, Armageddon as well. Amazing tool to clear halls or that backside of A. So you're in a good position to take a lot of this space essentially for free and play those post plants that NRG have looked really comfortable in.
Right, so NRG on this round have plenty of ults to play with. When you're just looking at that, you feel like this should be a locked up round win for them, right? And unless Cryo presses forward, gets an instant kill, he's going to have to do something soon because, yeah, okay. I was worried he was about to get suppressed.
You flinched, bro.
I was worried he was getting suppressed, but it's fine.
Yeah, that would have been an issue. You would have left him stranded. Cryo gets out and back to safety. And here's the lockdown over to the B side of the map. I think the cat's out of the bag at this point.
Oh, and then there's the molly wall to break the lockdown. PTSD from 100 Thieves did this in the last game, and they thought they were all going to get locked down anyway, and they ran out of the site, but they don't. All good this time.
The Armageddon still forces 100 Thieves to clear the site, but there's Timo. Ethan is brought down. Runner back available. This is getting messy now. Timo eventually brought down, but he's going to be back into the fight in no time at all. And Asuna pops the overdrive. Some of these key duelist ultimates coming up at just the right time.
Oh, that was a great little double swing, and you could see NRG were trying to exploit where Timotino had ulted from by getting the pinch onto him with that lurk coming from top mid to street, but yeah, Ethan just runs right up to him. Also has the spike, by the way. Yeah, didn't notice that the first time.
There's a second player connected. Yeah, Four is watching Timo's back.
Yeah,
they don't have that info. They think they're just pinching a solo Phoenix there.
And then Austin is able to get right back into the site in the midst of the chaos from main with the ult. So that's well played from 100 Thieves. And NRG's economy in a weird spot now. I wonder why. I wonder what contributed. What could be the catalyst of this?
Unexpected overheads do occur. Arthur is going to get some judge value. But Timotino is not quite able to get away. Bang does avoid the questing bolts of the Hunter's Fury, though. And NRG Yes, they've got a Stinger and Judge in this round, but an opportunity to upgrade weaponry here. A lot of corpses littering A main.
Vora on this little flank, doesn't want to press any further.
I like it.
Knows that there's going to be an alarm bot around the corner. So just going to control the space, and that's all he needs to do.
Yep, he just wants to be able to potentially put NRG on a clock when push comes to shove in a post-plant ensues.
And they've got no smokes to get in here, so they're just going to have to deal with Cryo right on this angle.
Raw sauce! No catch-up, baby. Cryo's found 2.
Spike down.
And that's tough for NRG without their controller trying to hit the site. Vora now, of course, will make his way on that flank with the KJ out of the picture. That alarm bot ain't doing squats.
Does block? No.
Oh, he's a Noah!
He's aware.
Okay. We're in a post-plant, 1 versus 1. Pretty favorable scenario for Brock, who also does have recon. Bang snuck up here, but this can be spotted out pretty easily. Got it to half, though. This does mean that Bang was pinged out, though. A second time, Brock's trying to work this corner. Bang really just has to push into it. Brock is waiting. Another shocky towards the sights, and there it is. Bang is brought down. Brock in a fortunate position, has all of this util to bring into that final face-off. Nice Red Bull clutch.
Yeah, you're not going to beat him in a situation like that. Brock loves to get some good shock darts off in a 1v1, like little jiggle maneuvers
little
like
nickel
that.
and dimes.
Yeah. But also just the awareness that he was likely going to be flanked. Like, hold on a second. There was no fade-related activity occurring in front of us. This guy's probably about to flank. Just reads that, gets the kill on Devore. That's super nice.
That is a very effective molly that came there from Timotino. I think we've been seeing that, though, in a number of these rounds.
Yeah, that's a really standard A main control Phoenix molly. You usually can just throw it right over at the start of the round, so you're intending on stopping the potential of the Neon just sprinting at you right away. Not that Neon has ever cared about mollies.
Or the Astra walking into it and taking most of her health and damage. Yeah, okay. That's fair. Scuba just wanted to make it more interesting.
And that was the NRG low buy, by the way. That was the buy what you can, save for next buy, and they win. So now look at the state of 100 Thieves. Buy is pretty tragic here. Trying to get towards B.
That turret just spotted a push out of Art here, so you can see Arsenal very quickly relocating, wants to make sure this, Bucky is well apportioned for the fight.
Cryo got a health block.
There it is, Simo brought down by the spray. Nice little alcove here, carved out by NRG on the side. The plan on Arsenal never got that Bucky in the game. This is clean as a whistle now for NRG. Very decisive once they do settle on a site.
Yeah, even at that, they didn't want to force the plant just yet.
Nope.
They pause.
Yep. Cut
They
noise.
wait.
Oh, we could be at
30 seconds left.
It's optimization. It's orb maxing. They get another one for Ethan. They can give him the plant. If he gets the plant and the kill, hold up.
Hang on.
That's optimal Valorant.
Oh, bang! That filthy, brother!
God!
I mean, even Marta is slightly disgusted by that.
Whoa.
That is
Here I
nuts.
am on the couch just talking about orbs, and then all of a sudden, what the hell?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. That's going to keep a lid on things a little bit for NRG.
He did give Ethan his orb.
That's true. There you go.
He does have his ult now. We see that at normal speed, and then 0.5 speed, and then 0.25 speed.
That's a lot of work.
God, shot.
Maybe not. Maybe just once. That's fine, too.
Yeah, that is
That's
gross.
crazy, though.
Okay.
Hey, for the latter portion of this game, it's going to keep NRG's economy in check.
Yeah, no, Kiko's had to buy down to nothing. Yep. Well, there's the... Interesting. Remember the Astra Smoke was in a weird spot that round that he, Scuba took all that damage from the molly. Either way, it looked like a pincer. Oh, wait a minute, 100 Thieves.
Spike
Look at the fight that they
down,
take here over towards Art. Kiko's got nothing to look at the moment. And here's the fallback from Timo.
Yeah, in prior rounds, 100 Thieves want to re-clear Art. They flash. They're making some noise. This time, they just straight up contact at them. It looked like, but we'll see again in a moment.
It is just
Unless
so...
Kiko wins the 1v4 clutch. It's pretty crazy.
You're inspired after the previous round, and I like it. But it's crazy how different the rounds where NRG have Scuba alive early and when they don't look here. I mean, I think it was... Someone just walked up onto the A site there through the enemy Astra Smoke because there was nothing to work with. Getting on A tough without your controller util. Kiko waiting for something to present itself.
It will not. Spoiler.
And honestly,
for the viewers.
with NRG losing 3 in the previous round, this money is It's awkward.
Yeah,
It's going to be
that's
another one of those
what
like,
I'm saying.
jumbled bites.
If he doesn't get the spike down, and he shouldn't be allowed to, you would think, just looking at the minimap, it is going to be a tough buy on the next round, if not a save for next, buy what you can. I think that's where we're headed.
Okay, Kiko goes for
shuts him down.
Yep. 100 Thieves very disciplined there as they all tuck and wait for the solo NRG individual to show himself.
And on match point, yeah, what am I talking about? They're on match point. I saw 11, I'm like, oh, they could save. No, they can't, because 100 Thieves will actually win the game if they do that. This is actually a game that plays to 13,
There you go.
if you weren't aware. And so, on account of that, NRG will be forcing with a low buy. But Mana does have his ult at the very least, so...
We've got our very own John Madden here. It's crazy.
It's okay. Hey, man, I'm just trying to mix it up. It's after years. We got to find a new style to commentate.
You got too intellectual from it, yeah. I'm just going to tone it down.
9-12.
That's my job. What the hell? There's a peek here, of course, heading down to B-Long. NRG making their way in. And of course, this is going to clear halls. And honestly, the angle of it forces the entire clear of the side for 100 Thieves.
So many ults from NRG expended to get this spike down. They'll have one new one, I think, because maybe Brock planted. No, Brock doesn't even do that. So man advantage for 100 Thieves until it's ripped away by Kiko, but they've got the Nightfall to get back in.
Exactly. Nightfall, Cosmic Divide not an option for them though. They did lose Bank, so the retake wall's not going to be at their disposal. What a stun! That is a nice little relay. Look at all the space you can take off this! And there's Asuna, like a bat out of hell, but it runs headlock into Brock. It's on Cryo. V Brock, shorty in hand, and he gets ahead of the Owl Drone. 100 Thieves close out on a pretty dominant Pearl, especially if you over-index and looking at that first half. A 9-3 attack side, and eventually they land the plane in the second half.
That was a lovely response from 100 Thieves on that last round. That full ult exec comes in. They've already got both their duelists pushed all the way to flank down B main at that pace. Scooterwood, he had no idea that that was about to happen. That's an excellent just early round kind of protocol response to that situation where you're facing a big ult execute. And then Cryo clutches it out. Brock is not expecting him to have gotten that close already. Honestly, though, hero of the game, MVP, is definitely Asuna.
Yep.
I mean, he had his best Neon game of this stage.
Momentum and creativity absent for NRG in that last map. Wasn't a lot of speed or violence either. They were struggling. A weak first half. We started to see him maybe be able to, crochet a couple of rounds together as we headed in the second half of Pearl. But in general, 100 Thieves felt like they set the pace on NRG's map pick. And now, Wyatt, we're going to find out, why did 100 Thieves choose Lotus for this series after banning it last week? They've been working on something.
This is the third week in a row. They are picking a new map first. So are they going to bring out something unique and interesting? Have they just been in that time honing in on maybe getting very good with the meta look of the moment? Well, we will find out shortly. As things stand, though, they have in dominant fashion stolen away NRG's map pick and are in position to set them even further down the hierarchy and put them in an 0-3, which is madness for the world champions to find themselves in that situation this year.
We're going to have another Asuna Sage map, not unlike 100 Thieves' Split.
Yeah, it's giving 100 Thieves on Split. They also just have the solo Teemo Raze. When we saw him on Split and he's that solo entry duelist, I think Teemo's ability to get first kills might be, it's one of, if not his best attributes as a player. And we saw that on Split, like reminiscent of when he was in like Perma Waylay in Kickoff, but he'd be double satcheling in on the Raze. He's still getting opening kills with the Bucky. Like, he excels in those situations of finding first bloods.
Any thoughts on the Sova over the Fade here for 100 Thieves?
Yeah, the Sova is a very, I mean, it's an off-meta pick. The Fade is just so consistent. All of her abilities, as far as the value find with them, are just so ironed out.
Also, the C-Snake combo is pretty sick, right?
Just all of the ability to easily throw that haunt on top of so many different cliffs and perched locations, and you get so much information from it. Feels instrumental to this map. So to go away from that and see if the Sova can get the same amount of value will be interesting. Like, the Prowlers here as well are so good. It's I
think it's an super interesting decision. Yeah. Might be a couple of rounds before we start to see why But that's something we will be tracking over the course of this map still.
And of course, NRG here, they're going to have to be executing into the Sage and the Vice. So, you know, from their point of view, it's like, all right, we're going to this site where there's a Vice. Okay, well, if we work through this, we have to deal with that, but maybe the Sage is elsewhere.
Sharp shooting from Arsenal, though. Door is toggled.
Yeah, and speaking of, there's the Sage elsewhere, and if they go over to A, there's the Vice. So,
exactly.
As I'm saying, it is going to be real annoying.
Most of that Vice util set for Tree, though, except for this one. That is the sheer wall, which will cut Scuba off from Ethan for a time. He's going to slow things up a little bit now. His door is also toggled through Tree, and we might see a quick cancel and dive into B. But Hunter Thieves are very much ready for that as well.
No matter where NRG go, they will be running into site anchors right now.
And there's a Prowler, dealt with Brock also out of the picture all of a sudden. It's Arsenal looking to take the challenge there, and Kiko is handled easily.
Yeah, Asuna hoping for a little bit more with the paranoia coming through, but there wasn't the connection, so Bang wisely just going to give a little bit of this space. They can play for the retake. Ethan is on such low HP.
Paint shells won't find any purchase, but there's going to be a flood back into the site now as Scuba has to give up the game. Hunter Thieves, great start here, honestly. Just finding these early picks on the extremities. That A-side presence, they got 2 free kills, the defenders.
Yeah, it's a really nice, simple, but great pistol round strat. This aggro through C-mound with multiple players. Great when you get a kill with that too. And then it's just going to funnel everyone over towards that Vice where you get stalled out by the wall and the thorns. And then they feel like, okay, well, maybe we can pivot to B, but there's already anchors there. Like, that's just a well-executed 100 Thieves round, and we're going to be seeing a lot of their pushing of NRG into this Vice.
And this is the kind of map, Lotus, obviously, where the double senti does rear its head every so often. We used to see, like, the deadlock as well, thrown in here a bit a couple of years ago. Also, that slow orb is pretty good against shutting down these comps that alongside the Neon really want to take space quickly.
Yep, and Mata round 2 does have the Bucky. We're getting flashbacks to map 2 of last week. The Judge, Bucky, Shorty, and it was just, it felt like 12 out of 12 attack rounds. He was running around with it, trying to get kills.
That sounds like a jingle for a really unhealthy breakfast cereal. Oh, man. Kiko's going to have to cut his way through here, but Timo is right where he needs to be.
NRG are going to try to just, maybe we can slowly walk back towards A, but the Vice is still going to be there, so that's a little bit frustrating.
C's avoided here, Razorvine deployed. Plenty of noise here, enough to confirm that for Hunter Thieves they need to be at A pretty shortly. Cry trying to back away, start up though around a corner. Mata dealt with, Timo able to play into this here from up on top of that pillar. And NRG are simply too slow to respond to it. Kiko though gets some value out of the classic here rather. In on this A side, but Spike is loose and Kiko is alone. Firing squad of 100 Thieves bring the curtain down.
2 kills, not bad though. You'll take that. That's enough of a success for NRG. Just investing the Bucky in that. We'll take a look at the Alto as well when we get back into this, because Austin was looking super close. Timo was getting some kills as well. So perhaps that'll be a factor in 100 Thieves trying to win out this bonus. This is how Pearl started for them. Pistol round win and then a bonus win. That's when Asuna got that ace. And from there, they really just stormed away with that game. They were in control the entire time.
So, recon there for Sova over to Rubble. Seems like the early play for 100 Thieves with this comp.
Yep, it's fight Rubble, take the space. We have the wall B, all of the thorns to slow over on C, and you can see the 100 Thieves are already on the move, trying to get over towards this site to help out Cryo. The response from NRG is to just quietly walk in so none of the thorns even get popped.
Well, it's actually paid off for them. They're in this C site. Now, though, Judge up on the corner here for Mata. Really need to see some stopping power from NRG. It's tough to play off the side as attackers on this map. You've got to commit. And that's just what Mata has done. Trying to fall back here. Paranoia, though, came in and Bang's able to deal with him.
Wow, Rez being committed on this bonus to get Timo back to life. Judge collected as well, so 100 Thieves have a fighting chance. NRG have given all the space on the site. 100 Thieves can really just take it back for free.
Yeah, there's a lot to punish this positioning at the back of the site here. Here come 100 Thieves, of course, through this Viper util.
Guys.
Taking their time.
That wall is a bit of a problem.
Yep. Sheer wall dealt with now, but it's going to be tough. Timo low as he tries to get forward, and who's going to be on this defuse? Hard to say. Kiko, he's going to be able to do his job here. Prevent that defuse. Scuba trots on out of there. There's 100 Thieves completely blown out by that wall.
I mean, yeah, in the moment of chaos, they just could not collect themselves to deal with one
multi-swing.
Yeah. One wall versus 5 men. Who wins? Wall.
It's brutal.
Nice.
But hey, they still come away with that round, getting 4 players down. So, you know,
Good damage, boys. Good job.
Yeah, good damage is the call.
that's a good damage call.
Right. So you've got to be mindful here of those pieces of Viper util, or rather the Vice util occurring later in the retake attempt. Again, same look for 100 Thieves off the rip on this round. Same recon over towards Rubble. It's going to be solo Vice at C.
And you can see they take that instant space, and now they have the Sova move over towards B main. They're going to try to get the rotates in time. Does Cryo try to hold this? Surely not, right? He's got to run, but
there's nowhere to run.
Get caught. Yeah, he's just playing a little bit too far forward in that awkward position of he's not going to commit to fight because no one can get there to flood in time, but he's not quite all the way out to get, you know, out alive when you're playing against a Neon.
Some amount of reclear util though, namely that. Mata though still determined to maintain that corner as long as he can. Relay bolt here to further waylay the attack or the defenders on this retake attempt. Hickets waits forward to show himself here, and inside the Razorvines, Timo sets his feet for one. But that's not going to be remotely enough. 100 Thieves are done.
Pretty necessary round win for NRG, given that they've lost all those players on the bonus. Their economy isn't actually looking good, so to be able to bounce back with a round win and one where 4 players survive is pretty huge for them. So far, this Vice has not been effective on the C side. Mata just getting past everything, and Cryo is definitely going to be regretting the positioning he had in that situation.
Two extremes.
He's really just supposed to play to live there. That's it.
Yeah.
You are literally playing to live. Unless there's a setup involving players ready to fast flood, your only job as a Vice is to survive.
And in the prior round, it wasn't a fast hit onto the site from NRG. It was honestly that slow crouch walk. They are. Okay. Through the Razorvine. Cryo just needs to find his tempo here amidst this pressure from NRG.
Yeah, and this time they've shifted him over to the A side, which means that the 100 Thieves aggression will be coming from C and B. Hero rifle for Timo kind of taking point there. And he's got the ultimate, so that could be something to flip the round in 100 Thieves' favor later on.
Yeah, big flip for 100 Thieves. Entirely opposite allocation of people on the map here as they pushed out. And I want to try and fight past Mound. Mata's going to be out of there though.
That is so smart. Mata is straight up trying to bait out a play just like that. And now they accelerate into A.
Just good looks here from NRG. They know what's coming. Razorvine buys some time. Some. Eventually, though, NRG going to be in on this A side. Cryo's going to be really crucial here as an anchor as he was in that pistol round. Found 2 there. He absolutely needs to be stalwart. Big fight being taken here. Hold on, the classics are ringing out. That's not supposed to happen at all. Scuba's down to 10, by the way. Very, very dangerous situation for NRG. Now they're caught, trapped inside the site. And Timo, with the rifle, brings them down. That is not supposed to happen.
Crazy that 100 Thieves win that round. It starts with NRG baiting out the trap play and ult that involved 3 players over on C. And then they go for the fastest rotate possible to the A side where Cryo is playing, slowed up a bit by that Vice, and all of 100 Thieves just hit the instant rotate towards that site. And the shots just don't connect on the players in heaven. Austin's winning the duel with a classic. I mean, they're just not hitting the shots in that situation.
There's 2 classic kills from Harper. What is going on? Okay, NRG, that one, it's a tough pill to swallow. They're still able to buy out properly for this round, and now they might actually commit a bit earlier to A.
Yeah, Mata getting some of that space back towards Rubble. If they go into this A site, they're going to be getting slowed and hit by the Thorns. A lot of util they have to extract from 100 Thieves if they want to intend on ever hitting this A side in this round.
To be fair, they've got a full round to do it, and they managed to get some of that util over towards the tree side. But I don't think NRG really like what they see here. Some conversation about how far 100 Thieves are pushed up on Mount. Let's listen in to NRG as they game planned their next hit.
Yeah,
As soon as, let's go.
Ready?
Wait, walk. They smoke behind. Yeah, keep walking.
Okay. I'll prop him close.
I'm
traveling close.
going right. Flash right, Joe.
I'm ulting.
Nothing shroud.
Take
Nothing
heaven,
bend.
Joe. Take heaven. Come.
With you, Adam. With you.
Why is all on plant? No?
Take heaven.
With you.
Wait, school hold flank. School hold
Wait,
flank.
2 seconds.
30 seconds left.
I've got orb, guys. Yeah, I have water.
Good flank. Do our post flank, guys.
Taking heaven fast.
Yep.
I'll water maybe. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
My ult's ready.
One flanking.
Two
One
more
flanking
heaven.
from elite.
Yo, go fight flank. Play out. Go
Omen
fight
Silva
flank.
heaven.
Play
Fast.
out.
Only one, he's far.
I've got orb, guys. I'm off Yuska.
Yeah,
You're alone in sight now, Brock.
Call my orb, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Off Yuska.
I will. Orb up.
I'm going inside. Yuska, you're low. You're fine. Mine over, boys.
Listen,
Grace
listen.
man.
God smoking 5. God smoking 5. Play for God smoke.
I tell the next.
I'll smoke in a second. Smoking now.
Orb down now, Scoot. Orb down.
Flank low. 120 flank. Bend. 120 flank. Fight up. Flank 120 flank.
Nice, Gio! Fuck you.
Bro.
Come on, bro!
You're aim body.
Shit.
Bro, you're aim.
You see how that smoke at C main was such a tell for NRG that there was no one actually pushed up on Mound, so they just accelerated into that site. Sick post plan. Again, they play back, and Kiko finds 4.
We've seen as well, just a standard protocol that they have every time they're on C is that Mata is fighting all the way back into main towards the spawn. He's getting all of that space and forcing 100 Thieves to need to use some amount of util just to get back into that area
like
of
the
the map
boom bot to re-clear,
before they even get into the site. And he's been successfully going 1-for-1 there every time. It's a
Or-
crucial part of that post-plant C success.
Or he gets a kill and backs out sometimes because the relay bot gives him the space. That's going to be an issue for 100 Thieves in time. And well, it's an inauspicious start to the round for Cryo Cells. 100 Thieves not in a position to fast rotate in. Also not really with the weaponry, but we said that last time this happened and they still managed to win it out. This one, though, looks a little tougher.
NRG are just trying to make sure they're extremely safe before actually committing to the spike plant going down. Tino tries to get in there off the slow orb with the paranoia.
Don't hate it. Deco, decayed down, Bang's able to finish the job. Fast lane though, yep. Shows Bang all he needs to see. Smoked a tree now to maybe get them back into the site. NRG fully committed to that position. Some weapons perhaps. Here's a wall, that'll be busted down. Oh, Arsenal couldn't have trusted in it. The spray though through the smoke's been able to find another frag. This is getting dangerous now. They've got to push up on this and Brock knows it. That's the NRG attack side win they've been looking for. But again, a couple of weapons tossed away.
All good though. They were very ready to break the wall.
I am literally
Both
the
of us,
leaning
as
forward
soon as
meme.
the wall went up, we both hold on. We were very relaxed on the couch. But NRG still stabilized that situation.
Ah, yes.
Last player standing.
Love me some smoke spam in the big 26.
Sometimes the Phantom saves ya. There we go. Good shit.
No, I love the fan. You run a gun,
Pretty solid.
gives you free kills
Yeah.
even when you're an NPC. you just never stop moving. You just never stop holding mouse one.
You can go from giving out quests to getting free kills through the smoke. Love to see it. Right. 100 Thieves here. Tough start to the round. Remember, they lost Cryo in tree, but it was a anti-eco.
Yeah.
They only had a couple
You
classics.
never really want to play tree in tree. That always gets spammed. I've never seen the tree not
Play the
get
tree,
spammed in
yeah.
tree. It's a tough spot to play, but yeah, you're on an eco. At this point, it's reverse psychology, you know? Tree always gets cleared, so you play tree, because what's the point in even clearing it when no one plays it, because it always gets spammed.
Cryo does
he
always
did
feel
get
like
spammed.
he bro's on the bleeding edge of like the rat spots to find, you know? he's like preempting, you know how like trends come back around? Yeah, he's like preempting that. Yeah, he's going to be wearing fluoro colors tomorrow in the arena.
Bro's about to show up with the skinny jeans and the Chelsea boots. Jeans
The
with
studded
the
belt.
motocross knee rib on the skinny jeans.
Stop. That's too far. Oh, buddy. Round 8. Coming at you. Timotino's got himself an off to hand. Okay, no recon here out of the defense side. Sova at Rubble. That's being held on to.
Yeah, this time the Sage is playing over on C. 100 Thieves are trying to, just kind of preferring have Cryo on A, but none of that matters when you're just in B and you just kill FURIA immediately.
What's your... We'll talk about it in a sec. I'm going to ask you about Sova, but we'll get back to business here as we have that C main smoke. This is to buy a bit of time, but yet awkwardly, there's 2 players that have gotten into B-Link. Oh, there's a fight to be had here, I'm sure about it. Steel Garden popped. Bang, reduced to the shorty with a slow orb everywhere. That's very uncomfortable. And Marta's able to come out on top. Back over to the seaside now with 2 frags to his name. It's on Timo, who's frankly caught outside of the play.
This is just a stellar attack half so far. Obviously, they know where Timo's now coming from, and they're playing for Mound because it's planted for Mound, and there's basically no way he should be winning this.
The return of John Madden, folks. Jump peaks now. Timo's going to see a whole lot of nothing here if NRG have their way. Apparently, yeah, that's a great way to turn the flash real quick.
Yeah.
Timo's out of there.
Saving, definitely his best move. What were you going to say? Something about the Sova with the fade and comparing them?
Yeah, I can't even. That was a delayed recon there at the start of the round. It still went over towards Rubble, then Vora just dies horribly from the walk up onto B.
Oh, Mata aware? Knows he wants to get that op?
Just a matter of timing there. Timo gets off the line. Mata will walk it and be punished.
That's fine, though. They are rich. But, I mean, look, there's a reason that we see Fade being played as the scan initiator on this map 99% of the time. Having those 2 Prowlers has proved to be extremely valuable, and the Haunt, you know, it depends on the map architecture, which is going to give more value, the Recon or the Haunt. The Haunt is super consistent here, and the Prowlers have just proven to be invaluable. So, I think
is it like something niche where you're trying to clear like Vice U2 with shock darts or something? Like, what do you... Like,
yeah, I mean, that is one aspect of it, but they're also playing with arrays, and you could do that with the paint shells, too.
Yep.
So we'll see, though, what the plan is when they switch over to attack with the Sova. I mean, so far, it's mostly just been Vora kind of drifting around B with some mid-round drones after they fight up towards A or Mound, which is not too dissimilar to what you'd be doing with a Fade. You just have 2 Prowlers instead of 1 drone.
Yep. No Nightfall for the retake, which you've seen it's been a bit of an issue at times. He had a Nightfall and like Showstopper in. It's pretty sick. Timo not rewarded for that shot. Oh!
Falling asleep at the wheel there.
This seaside is soft as butter when it's soft, not when it's in the fridge.
Oh, right.
Very soft. Just to be clear. It's been a struggle for 100 Thieves to maintain anyone here. It's the weak side of the map in many of these rounds, but you think the contact op position will be good. The slide up was very nicely timed from Mata. He's finding a ton of nice little edges here so far on this attack side.
Launching thorns.
Now you're in that situation when you're 100 Thieves where you have to deal with the slows on attack, the thorns on attack, where it just makes retaking so frustrating. And Brock on Lotus with the Odin.
Mata didn't push up on a halls this round, so 100 Thieves actually able to get here a little bit earlier. But again, with the weaker weaponry, 1 random kill off the Sheriff, it's really tough to build off that. 2, though, maybe more likely. And again, the Odin eventually sings its tune. The NRG improved to 6.
Yeah, and with Lotus back in the pool, a new opportunity for Brock to just spam with the Odin, you know?
A new old
They took away some of the walls on Corrode. Corrode's out of here, but that's okay. Lotus is back. It's time to spam.
Interesting gear, like this here, the lack of neon inclination for 100 Thieves obviously sees them with the solo duelist raise on this map. And obviously you can't do that kind of stuff. What Mata just showed us, a quick slide across, punish the op.
This 100 Thieves team have loved Sage this year. They were playing it on Corrode as well when that was in the pool. Yep. This has just been a
like the Sage veto idea. Comp, right?
Yeah.
Even going back a bit further, we'd see them try it on split a whole lot. Very emblematic composition for this team.
We've seen a similar start to this round before, right? 100 Thieves put some pressure early A. They take that space. Someone drifts over towards B. It was typically Vora before, but then ultimately NRG just hit C, run over the anchor, and win out the round.
I mean, you get that sheer wall out of B, so now that's an option for them later on in the round if they want to pivot back, if things go wrong at C. They do need to contend with this Vice Util, and this time there's no push off the side. It's actually much safer position, but also a lot heavier presence for the defenders at C early.
So they're about to find out that there's a wall up over on A that's going to need to be broken if they don't know already, as Mata is trying to sell this C hit.
Yep. Now Prowler will confirm you. They wouldn't have Prowler if they knew there was a wall. There's going to be some early info there for Bang to obtain. And to pull out a Mound, almost a catch on Mata, serpentining away. And so he'll be left at 30 health.
I'm sorry, Kiko popped his ult to teleport into A, and now NRG are trying to go back to C.
Okay, Okay, still guarded now. This is going to make it even harder for NRG to make the move. Cryo's going to have backup. Timo's going to swing this if he has to, I think. Cryo just went down to a shorty. Hang on, Timo! He's going to decay down! Wow, he is really flying by the edge of his seat. Still gets that kill, though. Now time to Brock and Ethan to break through. Door toggled. Arsenal are going to continue to harry them at the back of the site now with a slow orb at Ethan's foot. He just swings and takes the kill. Nightfall, okay, with the Odin as well. Vora's gone down. This gets ugly here. We're in the post plant. 100 Thieves have to make the move up onto the site here, but Timo doesn't want to challenge this alone. How do they get in? Bang's able to deal with Brock. He's too close, and now it's on Ethan in a 1v2 to salvage this round. And he gets them one at a time. Unreal. Bang at 42. Classic is out. Ethan just has to buy some time, but Bang gets ahead of it.
Absolute chaos round, Mitch. Slop fest type Valorant. I think, I could be wrong. I don't know if there's any way to see this, but I think what happened is over on A, they were standing outside of lobby, so they didn't know that Asuna had walled main. I'm not 100%
Yes, no, that's exactly
and then
right.
they went out, and then they had to break it, and then Kiko teleported into A while the fake was being sold on C by Mata, who got stalled out, and they're like, oh, hey, I think we just need to go back to the other side. Dude, MBS is having a heart attack.
Yeah.
But I mean, chaos. And then they almost win the 4v2 because Asuna dry swings, dies to Ethan, then Ethan nightfalls the other three players who are... chaos, Mitch. Chaos round.
No, they definitely hadn't swung into lobby at that point. Wow. Yeah, weird one. Yeah, the Sage does change the way you need to play it sometimes. So, round 11 sees 100 Thieves fighting 4 defense side rounds here. Heavily varied sort of layouts for 100 Thieves now. It's just the Omen at C. Buying a bit of time. This will probably be walked up on, no disrespect to some degree, and yeah, Bang has a feeling for it. Up on the side already. He's not going to be ready for Kiko to swing him. Oh, the timing. He connected the paranoia, but Mata comes to the rescue.
And now from here on the opposite side of the map, Scuba is just trying to contain with this outlaw, because when they've given the space, 100 Thieves have walked up.
No way. No way! With the judge, in a judge in a classic.
He was aware until he wasn't, and needed to be in the exact wrong moment.
Okay, door toggled here. Cryo is in, but Kiko has the line held. That's such an important kill. That flank pressure dissipates here, and Timo just loses his nerve in that duel with Ethan. He's honestly done very well.
Are just all over the place on this retake right now.
Where Asuna still has a judge, bro.
Yeah, and he has to wrap all the way around.
Okay. Nice by Vora. To be fair, Ethan was a second and 2 very low players in that spot. Halved it, sees the head. Vora! No way, bro, no way!
No, the Odin plant. It's just the headshot angle plant, but you have an Odin and you can just spray.
Okay. Again, it's like that solo Omen on that C side. It goes a little bit wrong. In fact, it's always been a very difficult early round for the solo defending player on this C site. That's diabolical.
NRG have just brutalized C this entire half.
How is Kiko so confident with his crosshair place where it was?
Sketchy, but
it could have been either side of the stack of boxes he got swung by. He was convinced. Slow orb. We're going to stand in it. Okay.
Oh, pretty easy A take. Shock Dart doesn't do a whole lot of anything.
Yeah.
By the way, also could have a seed.
for the nade, yep. Could be good.
That's another synergy in the game.
I mean, I am convinced that the proof of concept for this over, it exists somewhere on the attack side for 100 Thieves. Convinced. This is, of course, the last round of the half, and NRG get off to another good start. Timotino has struggled on some of these early pops. And that sort of key showstopper round is sort of baited and kited away from by Mata.
And the response from 100 Thieves to giving A after that pick was to get all 4 players there for the re-clear. They want to get that res. And now they have to play for a retake over on C, though. That's the trade offer they've been given. You get a 5-on-5, but now you have to fully retake C. Well, except for the fact that Bang is trying to get in there, but has to get out. And Mata is always fighting for backside in these situations.
Yeah, he really wants to get into halls and make it slower. Gum up the works a little bit. Okay, Arsenal able to get in there with a stinger. That's Mata down, but traded out instantly. Viper's pit, all on that low ground, and Cryo has to step up and find a shot here. Broke out the open. Hang on, still guarded, gets active, and Ethan again finds crucial frag involvement. Midway through the retake attempt, This time it's to the tune of 2 kills, make it 3. And it'll close out a pretty gainful attack side half for NRG.
This was a one-site half we saw. The C site is the only part of the map that was real in this entire half. I mean, it started on the pistol. NRG play towards A, they lose the pistol round, and then from there, they just obliterated C over and over. On the site takes, they were finding kills. 100 Thieves weren't successful at getting out and retaining space back calls. Mata was always taking it. And their post-plant setups were just always so good, whether they were inside or planting for mound, playing for spam. Just unbeatable there.
Quick break here, of course. We'll see if this Sova comp on the attack side for 100 Thieves has the goods. As we get the second half underway, hit up expressvpn.com/VCT for in-game rewards with advanced and pro plans right now. QR code on the screen, folks. Bang that line. So, NRG 8 rounds on this first half of the map. This attack side goes pretty well for them. They're on the Neon comp. They're also on the Fade. We're reminded of exactly why that's kind of the go-to on this map. And that solo C site sort of strategy for 100 Thieves gets cracked open many, many, many rounds.
Yeah, they got crushed on defense. Despite having a Sage and a Vice, it felt like they still had no stopping power somehow. And no ability to retake over towards C. They won the pistol and they've only got 4 rounds. But maybe they can find much more success on attack. It's going to be an early A brawl. Quiet one so far, though, not particularly explosive.
Paranoia, though, waiting in the wings. Okay, no time for that deployment. Apparently, Timo gets around the corner. Kiko caught by the counter Noia. And it's just 100 Thieves now down to 2 players. They will commit, though, to the safe side. Bang spotted around the edge of that smoke, and Kiko's going to give it a little bit of ground.
Yeah, he just has to live. He's done enough good work finding that additional trade to get NRG in a 3 versus 2.
They've got a high-low here on A, or they could have, but Brock drops into pit instead. Kiko's fine on his own, apparently. That's the same for Brock, though, as Bang wins that fight out. Kiko's done a great job, isn't he? Just pulled players in his direction, stayed alive, 17-9, great hair.
Yeah.
He's got it all.
For real. Just kind of a casual 17-9 as well.
Yep.
Just slowly accruing the kills. Great pistol round, though. I'm in. It's not a whole lot to break down there, I'll be real.
Yep.
They just fought on A, and NRG traded out better, and Kiko killed everyone. And then he does a great job just slowly getting away, playing around into smoke. They group up together, win the round, trading out again.
Yeah.
Love that.
Scaled out of A long nicely.
So when we're looking at this half, we're trying to figure out what's going to go on with this 100 Thieves Sova. And then in addition to that, if you're NRG, you just have to be concerned about giving 100 Thieves opportunities to get the spike down and play post plants when they have the Sage and Vice on attack. Because getting back in is going to be extremely difficult.
Yeah.
100 Thieves are always going to be having opportunities to just drain time off of the clock with the spike planted with this comp.
Yes.
So if you're NRG, you need to be ready to burst in and flood onto them before those pieces of utility come down, or doing something, proactive and fighting forward before the opportunity for the spike to go down even arises in the first place.
Yeah, we've been kind of talking about these double senti comps on attack side post plants are where they can really shine. We've seen a bunch on Ascent before that rotated out of the pool. And it's just as effective on this one.
America's always had, whether it be in VCT or Challengers, a desire to run double senti on Lotus too. Those two maps. They just love playing it.
Again, it feels like you can defensively just canvas the map a bit more effectively without having to over-allocate resources to a certain site. And then you play off the site, wait for those retakes. Sees they're caught on the 3 for 100 Thieves, so now it's NRG very much just playing with their food. Wrapping it up in a crown of thorns and looking to collapse on them here. In we go. Kiko with the opener. Right, they're getting some classic value now. It's a 1v2.
Oh,
Bang gets a better gun.
Got a rifle.
And Paranoia.
And they're
good
both
timing.
blind.
Double swing. Has to be a good double swing. There's the bait. Oh, buddy. It's going to be dangerous. Marta taken down. Bang with 3 in the round already. And come on, surely Scuba can salvage this. It looked ugly to say the least. And Bang out of nowhere. With the clutch moment powered by Red Bull. Keeping 100 Thieves competitive in this map.
I know we use the phrase out of nowhere somewhat often, you know?
Yeah,
but
a little bit.
That genuinely felt out of nowhere. I wrote this round off completely. Like, all 3 of them are just seized in baby doors, slowly trying to get in, get the spike.
But he's like, okay. Even for him, it's like, I mean,
he's like, what?
Where'd this come from?
I won that? That was a genuine out of nowhere round win.
But again, this is the risk when you do end up in the post plant on that B side of the map.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm pretty stunned. NRG, they're trying to send it down C right now, and 100 Thieves say it's time to run away. Okay. Let's just go to A and plant.
I mean,
and win the round.
Yeah, economically, NRG are in a shambolic condition. They got the sheer wall, though. Love to see it. Back with a retake attempt with nothing but these classics. As due diligence is being conducted by 100 Thieves. Let's listen in to the Thieves comms in the post plant.
So we can
slow tree.
We can block them tree, yeah. Well,
okay.
Listen,
Going early.
I'm slowing tree, guys.
yeah, we're gonna block them tree, P. I'm gonna smoke it with you.
Yeah.
One deep C. Okay, they're going back. Nice. One more omen.
Yeah.
Carry your short,
I gave heaven.
I'm peeking it.
Can you pick off me?
Yep.
I'm gonna smoke that off, okay?
Neon's Bucky. Close.
I have blinds though.
Guys, we need an exit plan.
Yeah, we have to, can we exit Rubble still?
Yeah, open door. They flip towards heavy spawn, boys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blind orb side.
Okay.
Blinding orb now.
Main orb. Nice.
What?
Last guy deep spawn. Nice.
I'm down to farm ecos, boys. I'm actually so down.
I like that. Keep farming.
Those are some nasty shots.
The paranoia was perfect, though, for Timo. I must say, the timing of that satchel play with the Omen util was picture perfect. It was gross,
It was cool to hear the structure of the calling, even in a situation where obviously they're at a massive advantage. It's a 5-on-5 where they have guns, the other team have classics, and they have the spike down. But to still hear that kind of calm, structured out communication where they have everything planned, that did allow them to survive with all 5 players. And Timo gets a nice little highlight reel 2-piece.
Yeah, Timo either can't see who he kills or they can't see him. Either way, somebody's side is hindered.
The Recon gets a good amount of info over on that A side. I will say, when you're going up against a Sova, which is a rarity on this map, you're probably going to be slower to break Recons because you're not used to breaking them like you are Haunts.
That's fair. It's a super niche point, but fair. Wall's up here. Skipper's going to try and get over it. Get some info, but there's an Aldro that's going to head up into upper. God, this post plant is going to be so annoying for NRG to play into. Res here as well, if it's relevant. Slow orb available for Arsena. It's just been used now over towards Baby Door. This is gross.
This 1v1 is critical. Oh, wow, that timing is so beautiful, Cryo.
He's going to be able to find his way in now. He's going to be doubled up on Bang. 1-for-1. Timo with the shorty gets involved, and it's on Brook. All for Brook! Timo on the other side of this smoke. Brook has to know exactly where he is. He's got the info. Timo wants to keep himself scarce for the time being, but Brook is short on it himself. Timo backs away. Starting into the game now after the eco farm of the previous round and the clutch here. 100 Thieves have returned to Lotus.
Timo had the read there. Smoke going down, did not commit to peeking that at all. Expected that Brock would get off and try to push him exactly as he did. There's 100 Thieves just getting into that site. They get all of that util down with the Sage Vice. They get a lot of forward control in Heaven. It's a really nice post-plant setup.
It's pretty hard, I think, to try and make a retake happen as NRG up against that double Senti comp in a way that's, you know, coordinated. Feels like one of the arms of your pins is always going to fall down. Remember, that's after that important duel was won by Ethan. That kind of gets the foot in the door there for NRG. Such a painful site to try and retake.
And look, yeah, when you're NRG here, you're going up against a composition that you are not practicing against very often. Now, again, the history over the last few years, have they played against some double Senti on this map? Yeah, for sure. But Lotus is back in the pool, and in recent time, is this something we're seeing teams leaning into? No, it's not. And not with the Sova either, right? So there is going to be a requirement for NRG to be able to adapt on the fly to these situations. And when you're in crunch time and you have to go for some of these retakes, just a little positional error here or there might put you on the wrong side of a wall or some slows where you're basically not finding any value because you can't go forward or do anything.
Your spacing is also messed up. Yeah,
you might not have those exact perfect responses in the high pressure moments when you need to be in the right place at the right time because you're not used to the timings and maneuvering around certain pieces of util. So NRG, despite being at 9-7, they've got to lock in here to get this thing over the finish line, try to go to Breeze. Or else they're going to be down 0-3 in this group, man. Serious danger of not making playoffs after winning champs, having a deep run at Santiago.
It's funny how the tides turn and how quickly at that. Yeah, you're not out of playoffs mathematically with an 0-3 result, but your fate is no longer really in your hands.
They're on the knife's edge of disaster for one of the best, if not the best teams in Americas right now.
Missing London would be bizarre and also heartbreaking for Kiko. Love a chance to get in front of a home crowd. It's a rare thing at a global anyway. Okay, here it is.
This similar story before, except this time all of NRG are coming from the south side of the map.
It doesn't validate like the Sage Wall and stuff, for example, right? It's not, I mean, still we're going to walk into these sight lines, and yeah, Timo's definitely starting to feel himself now. Boombot here is going to be able to check that grass area. The NRG just do not have the tools to get in here. They know they're going to have to flood in numbers, try and maybe work a flash through this smoke, get the neon in, whatever it's going to take. But unfortunately, too hard to make it happen. Walker up on the corner, blown to smithereens, and now it's a one-round game.
100 Thieves are doing such a great job as well in these post plants so far of maneuvering the entire team's positioning based around where the utility is as well, like flipping the map in that situation. It's like a straight-on firefight that NRG have to run into, circumventing all the util and then just getting funneled into every single player on 100 Thieves in the right spot, posted up on the angle with better guns in that situation as well.
The outdrone is so nice as well to pull crosshairs while Timo swings that, and the Sova's protected in a little alcove at the back of the site. Yeah. This is actually... 100 Thieves evolved under different systems, different rosters, actually struggled with these exact adaptations that they are dominating with now.
Well, Timo is deep in the site. In the meantime, Mata finds the opening kill.
It lost in the source.
And all of NRG are ready to flood into this. If 100 Thieves try to commit to the plan here, they're going to be so cooked, man.
Timo just only knows one direction, man. I respect it. I'm not talking about the boy band. that is intense. He will be punished again for his proclivity of holding W. Bang here, yeah, on a timing.
Oh, man,
that could have execution issue there.
Been the moment.
Okay, well this one's chalked. Cryo has the money though to at least see what he can get. Snappy shooting. Will at least keep a lid on Mata's personal economy. All right, that'll be around 18 locked up. Cryo, a quieter start to this map. Again, sort of getting pressured and maybe not getting good feel for spacing against the Neon comps here. Started to look a lot better in the second half.
Oh, that's haunt, Timo. Not his finest moment, but hey, what can you do? What can you do?
Why is he holding an angle on me for?
I don't know, Kiko.
That's a light stat pad accusation, Mitch.
A little.
That's what that is right there.
Bro's trying to get frags, come on.
We'll see if 100 Thieves do something similar to try to burst out A. Yeah, you can send that slow orb forward, so no one on NRG will really be able to run forward too effectively, and you can control the space. Looks like Mono wants to repost with this op when the smoke fades.
So not a ton of info for 100 Thieves after that first foray. Shield wall left in their wake. They'll do a 4-1 test of this C side.
A long moment in time there that B is just super gapped for NRG there. They had 4 players all focused towards A. Well, really end up being relevant, though. Some of these are just going to work towards C, and there's the shock dart attempt to try to break the thorns, but the Blaze further back.
All right, here's that Steel Garden. Omen TP there out of Kiko just to confirm that it was no A-side presence. So this gives NRG a little bit earlier over towards this C side of the map.
NRG looking like they're ready to pounce right now when the spike gets tapped.
Steel Guard is traded from both sides, by the way. And there's Marta, chimes in with the op. Has a nice little angle. Brock with the Odin as well. This is going to be a real difficult one for 100 Thieves. They're going to have to pucker. Timotino up in the corner. Marta's really going to get into the site now. Overdrive at the ready. Arsena, creative little angle here, but it's not been able to make much use of it and gets spotted out. Kiko dispatches him. And away Arsena will go. Trying to punt for Mao, but Arsena's going to be facing a veritable firing squad. And Scuba cuts the right wire.
It's a nice try with the setup. Like the little wall position was cool, but 100 Thieves just bleeding players, getting delayed, getting into the site. And there we saw from NRG what 100 Thieves just seemingly could not do, which was control the lanes in waterfall and back halls, and then as soon as like the go button is pressed, everyone is in right after the spike is going down. There was not like a loss of any of that forward space. They don't need to re-clear halls and then try to go. There's no time delay. No, they have that space and they are just in right for the retake straight away.
Still some money to work with for 100 Thieves. This would be about it. Okay.
I mean, actually,
well read.
Soul read.
That is well read
on that BP.
That's insane. To be fair, Marta did something similar when he baited the showstopper out in that first half. So both teams definitely have done their homework.
And so this drone is being used to re-clear over towards C.
Very reasonable for 100 Thieves. Despite their being a poison orb up, they want to make sure there's no one tucked. A lot of that Vice Util over at B. 100 Thieves may or may not discover that in this round. Also that sheer wall, keep an eye on that. That's going to block that sort of push up to waterfall.
100 Thieves are procking the door over towards B as well. The C connector and just trying to continue to apply pressure somewhere else on the map, but yeah, ultimately they're just going to go into this C exit. And this pit is being placed from Scuba just to allow NRG to get back into the site easily.
Yeah, I like that. Getting him in there from halls is pretty big. Obviously you're up against the Soda though, so not quite so simple. Timo gets the plant, shrugs off that decay, and he's going to hear that action from Brock. Very loud getting up on the site in this Viper's pit. NRG going to try and play out of it with this Odin. There's Paranoia catching on to Timo. Ugly stuff, but hey, Brock was close enough for him to see. Vora's going to be credited with the kill on the end, and now that wall is being made use of this time to the good for Arsena. 100 Thieves again close the gap a little more, because Ethan's got zero business lingering here.
The positioning there from 100 Thieves is pretty nice. Like Timo in that spot, Asuna as well. They weren't going to have any chance of getting more site control because of that pit that Scuba threw down. So they kind of go for the next best option, which is to just try to set up in some unorthodox, weird, close positions, playing around the utility like that smoke there. Timo like crouch next to that. That's just
outside of the pit.
Yeah, like that is a strange spot to play in, right? And so just getting up close to deny NRG when they have to eventually go forward. It's a good little setup here. And
it's nice.
Yeah, you have Asuna on top running around his wall as well.
Yeah, Timo exploited that smoke cover really well. 2 rounds in it. Round number 21 coming up. 100 Thieves, what more do they have up their sleeves? Because NRG is still in buying form.
Yeah, both teams with a lot of money. That is not a concern right now. They're going to be able to get full buy after full buy.
Vora with an op on this A side.
And there's a fast take of C with the flash and the satchel up from Timotino. NRG push Mata up towards that other side, and they just immediately leave him there and then go for the Ethan Prowler re-clear B main. That's a really standard protocol that they're going to use there.
Arsena's jump peek in lobby. But I think it's just an angle that's being held by Mata over there. Might even see like a smoke. I like this. Smoke towards Rubble here. This could imply across, but with Mata being so close, he just physically checks Rubble. So they're not selling anything over there. Here's a stall util.
Yeah, now from here, what is even the option for 100 Thieves, right? This C site is going to be so difficult to get in. They have no idea what's going on. I mean, they know over on A that's been completely controlled. They haven't pushed through, but yeah, ultimately it's like, all right, try to go for the re-hit with the wall.
They haven't tested the shear wall. The shear wall is still there.
Yeah.
It just gets triggered now. Like, you've got to try and get that out at the start of the round.
Side is Bang just not missing.
Oh, Timotino's back in the game, by the way. What a swing we've seen. A +3 player swing for 100 Thieves. Now in a position to get this plant down. Ethan, he's been in the same spot round after round, just tapping at the same location. And again, is able to get a free kill. Spike eventually deployed, though. Bang takes some damage as he tries to get away, and this is far from over now. Bang a little bit low, Cryo with the AWP, looking out towards that mound area. And here come NRG, encroaching now through the smoke, but Asuna, again, perches up in a decent position. Swing with the shorty, you better believe it. Kiko is made mincemeat of. And there's 100 Thieves now making it again. A one-round game.
Cryo just able to pick up his best weapon in the midst of everything to close out the round 2. I mean, 100 Thieves they have no options halfway through that round after they lose
There's
Timo.
nothing cooking. Bro, Bang is solo in the side because the shear wall got triggered behind him.
Yeah, they weren't able to get the wall out yet. They have no info over towards A. They completely give that side of the map. It's basically C re-hit or nothing.
Like, what are the odds of winning that round statistically? Like, 12%?
And Bang just running in there and getting 2 kills is crazy. That is a mad play from him.
He is solo in the side. There's no one to trade that, bro. Like, what? All right, 100 Thieves with just a flash of brilliance. Bang rocketing to 19 and 13. Both Omens kind of ruling the lobby.
NRG just couldn't be more set up to win that round. Genuinely. Like, they're in like a 3-1-1. And they have the wall still over on that side of the map. That they just can't be losing that. They just cannot be losing that round, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm calling a timeout if I'm Bonka because I am absolutely livid at that result. That's variance for you, though.
Yeah. And hey, we mentioned it at the top of that round. Both teams still have a ton of cash, so that was not an economy breaker for NRG. They can buy up again.
And that operator now has got over to Timotino's hands. Before, it was passively watching the push up out of B, but Marta has not tried that again since losing the op to the double stack. He's bought himself a new one, though.
What is the setup going to look like here for NRG? That op over towards that A side.
Cryo is actually getting ahead and clears this haunt. That's going to force Marta back a little bit, yep.
Yeah, you won't feel comfortable at all to push up and take too much space. That's like about as deep as the angle can go. I mean, hell, maybe, I don't know, if he's a maniac, he could try to take an angle closer to where he's staying on the orb and like keep swinging out. Maybe if he has a teammate to help him, which, yeah, he now does. Ethan wants to get that op deeper on the line.
Yep, he's just going to push up. Oh, yes, tough to get out of there. Marta, great timing, knew that.
What a shot.
He'd be able to pressure Cryo and barely take it. Well, one good turn deserves another, they say. And that's the B site cleared for now. Look, it's going to pull players back towards Waterfall. Sheer wall is still active, though, at C. That still needs to be cleared. Drawn out.
Look at the info Marta's getting with the team. He's pushed out A, though. Past the sheer wall. Great spam from Brock.
Oh, Arsena can wall up, though, and actually take this fight. Brock doesn't quite get the full encounter that he wanted, and Scuba gives up his presence here in front of the wall. The timing was kind of there for Bang, but Kiko absolutely dominant here at the back of the site.
Yeah, Bang felt like he had to do something. So he runs out into the open to try to kill one of those players that were just boxing out the rest of his team, but Kiko's just on the watch in the back, so.
Bora's got to go forward for a moment anyway. Shorty.
I mean, honestly, this just felt like the last round, except things went as they should have. Genuinely. Yeah. Everything played out basically the same. I mean, you know, small variations here or there. This time Timo got an op kill, and it was a 4-on-4, but it was basically the same thing.
Yep, same idea. That is so nice from Marta. He knows with that Prowler. What?
To the hand? That's crazy.
This puts NRG on a map point, though.
That's what he does, though. Marta has
honestly.
He hits some crazy flick shots with the off.
Marta going to be out into bound early with some backup.
Yeah, paranoia off the contact that one of these guys going to take.
What, do they have to actually spot this out?
They're going to go further.
Now, again, there's a double stack. 400 Thieves watching the push out. And Marta hasn't tried it since he got killed.
And so this, with this little bait play, if someone tried
they're gonna
to
get a
push,
free
then
recon.
Kiko would shoot them in the back when they go through there if someone was waiting, but...
Okay. The recon dart has to be used to clear this. Our drone, though, is available for VORA, so they've still got a free clear option, essentially. And maybe that's out to rubble. This will be a big shift in game plan for 100 Thieves as compared to the last few rounds.
Crowd just slow to try to work B main. No op for Mata here.
Okay, can work an A split now if you're 100 Thieves. You are contending with his Vice util. And Ethan, not maybe the player you want to be testing. 100 Thieves look like they're priced into this now. Ethan can no longer play this corner, though.
Also, we are getting to a time on the clock where the Vice util being active is getting more and more dangerous.
Yeah. Okay, showstopper over to the A side. That's going to open it up. And respectfully, NRG back off of heaven. All right, there's Marta dealt with Cryo. Up behind him. And I imagine it's going to be a pretty quick pivot here into Baby Door as VORA goes for this plant. Still no heaven presence, though, for NRG. 100 Thieves might be able to make use of that. Teemo is going to be up there. But they have no idea where NRG could be coming from. Outside of that B-side presence from the defenders, 100 Thieves had to be ready for anything.
Not a lot of util to work with for 100 Thieves at all.
Catch them.
Oh, just having us.
They're trying to move forward. Timotino flashed up now, too.
This could be good, though. Look at him taking it off angle here. NRG going to wait for the smoke to dissipate. And slide on in. Marta's found 3 out of nowhere. Bang! How does he fall there? Teemo with the off angle. He's rewarded for it, but NRG close out Lotus. Nicely done. They really have great seaside control, and they show us how 100 Thieves should have been trying to operate their retakes, I think, on their defense side.
Yeah, this genuinely felt, despite the differences in the comps, we saw so many similarities into the approach to the more of the macro game and where they were finishing on the sites, but NRG just playing those sites so much better. And it's the seaside you're talking about. They were just dominant there in that first half. They had all of the answers.
This is a great map from Kiko, though. Again, finding these multi-kills in anchoring scenarios or in retake positions, really sharp from him. It's been very, very hard. I mean, at no point have we seen 100 Thieves ever be able to get to play in halls, in a post plant. There's always seems to be someone there that threatens them. Nicely done here. It's going to be an evened up series as NRG look to try and get off of ground floor and get their first win of stage 1. Don't go too far because Breeze beckons after this. All right, we've got ourselves a map 3 here between NRG and 100 Thieves. Frankly, from start to finish on Lotus, NRG seem to be the more comfortable outfit, despite that being the pick of 100 Thieves. The floated map in this series, though, is Breeze, one which we've already seen 100 Thieves on, albeit against a...
Is there a problem with the program monitor that I'm looking at, Mish? Do I need to call tech to get down here? Is this a production mistake?
What is going on? Marta is playing Harbor. Kiko is on the Jet, which is not crazy. That's not crazy. All right. Kiko is that secondary Dildos on this team. The Rays, when we play Bind.
There's real potential for people to begin. People are already typing and queuing up the Bonkar fraud Reddit threads right now, depending on if NRG lose this game and Mata plays poorly on the Harbor. I can see them right now, Mitch. That's nuts.
I fear the Valorant fandom, if the hashtag Chet was right, gang actually turn up and have a reason to talk. That would be quite something.
I'm stunned. Okay. I had some kind of storyline or narrative coming into this, but I forgot it because I saw, well, that, which is crazy. So, did you see that Mata's on Harbor? Did you catch that?
I mean, I guess like you would reasonably expect Mata to be on the Jet here, but we saw NRG on this map in their double duelist meta, right? So it's not crazy.
Now, by the way, that knife from Austin caught all 5 players. Yep. We got 2 real comfort KOs on this map. I think Austin and Ethan are some of the best in Americas. Honestly, if not like #1 and #2 when it comes to playing KO. Both of them are so good.
It's like these 2 teams in Loud, I guess, that are playing a ton of KO in Americas. Okay, still a plant here despite that very insightful 0 point at the start of the round. Here's a high tide for retake though. Hunter Thieves getting ready to flood on in. Kiko's going to be a little stranded here. I like the Cove usage though. It's going to give him a little nook to play from. Marta shoot no. Ethan taking. Okay,
Never mind. It's
you
a
can't
genius
see
pick.
any of those people.
Genius.
He can't see any of those people he just shot.
I've actually been saying a lot recently that NRG would be finding more success in this stage if they put Mata on the harbor, and no one would listen to me.
That's interesting.
Finally, I'm validated.
I would like the timestamp. Personally, I would like the timestamp. That was.
I'll give you a source. Right, as for now,
Just trust me, bro.
That's the source as things stand, but
You have seen none of these people, Mata? None of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
One enemy remaining.
I see moments like that, and I think maybe I could go pro.
And the combination.
I could do that, Mitch.
Nice, boys!
Again, so there's a retake wall for Hunter Thieves, and they are crossing eventually. There's two things, though. It's Mata obviously killing 3 people through a wall, but Kiko sat inside that cove as well just to pop out. Hunter Thieves are not ready for it at all. Okay.
All right.
Big suppression again.
Little Venn diagram with the knives over
Yep.
towards A main. Scuba watching for the push out, and he might get some free kills.
Yeah,
This might look good on the stats page.
I like this a
VLR
lot.
might get a boost in a
They're
second.
gonna,
Never mind.
well, that could have gone better. Turns out he was walked up on there by 3. Still, though, that does mean that, yes, this A side's going to be a little bit weaker, so NRG will test it.
And as one wall goes down, the other wall goes up. No scuba, that's fine. We can just put the harbor wall exactly where the Viper wall was and get in all the same.
We've got wall-to-wall walls. Over the top here, this our drone sees 3 players grouped once again in the same spot as we saw in the pistol. And Kiko does with Arsenal, who was playing out towards that causeway.
No charges left.
Hunter Thieves going to have a crack at it here. Obviously, a recovered Sheriff to make use of. In we go. Nice flash play off there. Kiko's felled. Ethan, though, wins that one out handily against Cryo. This is all of the Thieves. They're very susceptible to this molly. Going to be very, very challenging to defuse here.
Yeah.
Last
Maybe if
player
Cryo gets the kill on Ethan, we live in a world where something crazy could have happened. We're not in that world. But for 100 Thieves, they'll be very content with getting 3 kills. That's a W, honestly.
Only 2 rifles out of the round here for NRG. So far, a very similar retake protocol for Hunter Thieves. That's a pretty important kill there for Kiko.
One enemy.
Yeah, that fragment being, unthwarted by the Cove. And being able to stall things out a little bit longer, prevent that defuse attempt is pretty big.
And we've got Motto 1 away from that reckoning already, by the way. So
Motto Harbor.
NRG can absolutely play to just getting that orb and then sending it on site if they wanted to. But no, they are going to, on this round, go for a mid-control play. They get right up past their own smoke as Ethan. Oh my God, okay.
This is dirty. This is into a gun round, by the way. Ethan is just full of confidence. And Hunter Thieves just get dashed to the 4 corners in this round. It's a walk up with the Bulldog. Yeah, Ethan takes the upgrade happily. And at this point, you can leave your analysis at the door. NRG confidently saunter onto the A side and get this plant down.
Yeah, like at the same time, they had the double push going through the opposite side of mid. And then Ethan is just, I believe, trying to obviously great when you get a bunch of kills, but there's some pressure in A main while he pressures through door, and then if anyone tries to walk down mid thinking that it's an A split, there's 2 players in that smoke that was mid, and they're going to pop out to kill them. It looked like maybe something along those lines, but who cares? Ethan walked into doors and killed 3 people, Mitch. That's all that matters.
It's going to take a while for Hunter Thieves to get into this game at this rate.
I'm just filling the airwaves, just speculating about what could have happened in a world where Ethan didn't walk through doors and just kill 3 guys.
Yeah.
But in Valorant, you just shoot them.
Yeah, timing
and then
broke.
you win.
Timing broke really well for Ethan, in fairness.
Also, the 3rd guy probably should have killed him. That one, the 3rd kill won't really be in the highlight reel, or we'll edit around it. There will be a fast cut into the latter part of that spray down that you really should have just gotten to, but...
Look at this, though. Reckoning and Null Command online. It's round 4. Ethan and Mata have been dominant so far. And yet, it's a interesting sort of assortment of weapons here for 100 Thieves. I'll say that much. After their gun round got absolutely ruined, they're still going to force the issue somewhat.
It's a little delayed knife if there are players from NRG walking up towards B main, like getting the Sova in your standard drone close kind of spot. But it is, like a previous round, just Scuba playing back, controlling that area of the map for any over-pushing.
Okay, late elbow explore. No re-clear there, though, from Hunter Thieves. They want to stay entrenched, I think.
I mean, if you look at the minimap, it looks like NRG just realized the round started. They're just now exiting their spawn, working towards A main. Very patient here.
Yeah, they were all so obsessed about mid as well, expecting some kind of walkout from Hunter Thieves. This is the weak side of the map for the defenders, though. Notice that no Viper wall's been deployed yet. That's going to be probably a retake wall set up later. Cryo falls off the side.
This is just a question of what can Cryo do, and mostly just live.
He
That's
has
fine.
one of the
He can
rifles,
just live.
right? Like he just needs that to be maintained in a position to potentially be passed around.
If you got a spam kill, it would have been nice, but
Not everyone's smarter.
no.
Brook here trying to do just that, though. Was shocked out over towards Connected. Licks at us in his heels. On the side we go. Here's that late Viper wall set up there for retake. Awkward stuff! Awkward indeed. Timo, despite the flash, Kiko making use of this support. 4 kills for the round. No one questioning the jet pick whatsoever now. Arsenal's able to drop in and deal with him as that stinger. At least got one. Well, Hunter Thieves now well and truly struggling in that round. And yes, Kiko is absolutely frying.
Yeah. No, listen, if they were questioning the jet pick, they don't watch EU Valorant, and I don't blame them. But it's really the question of the mod Harbor pick, but so far, all good.
I mean, Kiko was the jet player, right, in the double doors comp, so. Sometimes you just got to let the internal canine out, bro.
And then it's just right back to chill guy. Just chill guy with optimal airflow through his nostrils.
Absolutely. Listen, like, collapse septums, that's no joke, bro. You want to make sure your VO2 max absolutely popping off. Studies have certainly linked it to mental acuity, by the way, so that's why you will see some of these players with those strips on. It's a thing, bro. Listen,
you're explaining a lot because I'm thinking about the fact that I can't breathe through my.
Yeah, like you as a schnoz haver.
Is this why
should invest?
I'm lacking in mental acuity?
That analysis just hit a little diff when you got that proper airflow, bro. I'm telling you, it's a thing. I recommend everyone try it out. Quite sure there's a paper published. I'm waiting for the college esports course paper to be published. About the effects of proper airflow for competitive gamers. It'll be better.
University on that.
It'll be better than the 96-page Icebox document. I'll say that much. I will read this one. I promise. Okay, let's play some Valorant, folks. Coming in around number 5. Hunter Thieves, their buy gets dashed. They go for like a sort of save up. We're only 2 rifles in the previous round. And they're going to have another crack at it here. But again, still dealing with that null command and reckoning aspect.
Yeah, I mean, and outside of a couple rounds of NRG just slamming the A site and Hunter Thieves being unable to retake, the only other round of note was them getting killed by Ethan. And here they just try to fight main kind of close, but one guy's pop flash, the other's tucked in the corner and spotted, and they're just cooked. This round, it's done. It's over.
Yeah, it's like another gun
it's
round.
It's already
just,
over, man.
It's just going up in smoke. Kiko. Exactly the player that you want with this confidence and an incredible bank of credits after this run of 5 rounds.
As of right now, all we've really seen is that on 2 occasions, Hunter Thieves have not been good enough on these A-side retakes.
Yeah,
Maybe,
I mean,
I don't know. I don't want to speak too soon. Maybe they can make a miracle happen here. Doesn't seem super likely, but
now the backstab being threatened. Kiko just farming kills, bro. Unreal.
Yeah, it's a harvest. And now on this round, they just lose.
That's a gun round, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Kiko doesn't require assistance with his nostril diameter
as well. Yeah, bang his pop flash, trying to run away. Other guys pinged up by the recon.
Sick. I mean, talk about laying out the red carpet for your duelist, man.
You know, site destroyer.
Your Harbor KO is really not a lethal duo to obliterate the 5-man A main. You're not going to really be able to slow them down too much. Like, the Jet is just in their face, cooking them.
2 kills around so far for NRG's Jet. In this single duelist look, they're still finding success.
It really feels like Hunter Thieves have not played a whole lot of Valorant.
And they haven't gone up against the MIBR all that much either.
Aside from the pistol round.
That's right. Yeah, Marta fighting 3 ghost kills through that wall.
Yep.
Still with that
That's a
reckoning.
big play.
All right, again, another. We saw this prior, couple rounds ago. NRG with a really slow start with eyes on mid, expecting a push up.
Standing ahead.
Trying to maybe drag some people off sites. I do think Scuba is a bit of the centerpiece right now in terms of this little interaction.
I mean, I think you can kind of hear it from like Ethan in the voice comms, just talking about how they're destroying A. They're just going to work the map a little bit, slow things down. Okay, let's just hit A. It hasn't failed us yet. Just keep running this exec. They can't stop us. They can't stop us, and they can't retake us. Just keep sending it, bro.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be Hunter Thieves opting into the retake. Of course, it's Bucky and Stinger. So they might try and find a weird timing. Okay, I like the counter code being thrown up. It's going to give
30
him
seconds left.
a pocket to play from here. In the back of the side, it's the Blade Storm from Timo that notches the 2nd kill for the Jet. Now he needs to find another way back in. There's no flash to get him into the fight again, though. And so the Cove, the high tide rider, is going to come down.
Yeah, a bit of an adaptation from 100 Thieves. Throwing down that high tide has allowed them to get a couple kills. Worse guns, but more players.
They still need to refight, though. That's kind of the issue. Timo on for 2 so far. Okay, that's tough. Here's that Reckoning, going to make it very, very difficult to fight back into the side, but 100 Thieves have a couple players coming out of Connector now. Timo wants to wrap around. Recon destroyed. Ethan shows himself, and Timo cannot find a connection. Needed a headshot there. Ethan's on 3 for the round, and it should be comfy for NRG to notch yet another.
Ethan's looking excited, and listen, I don't blame him, but that was the least clean A attempt so far, and that was despite 100 Thieves not actually having rifles, but it's because of an adaptation they made with the utility, where while NRG were executing into the site and about to plant, they had sent in a harbor wall that cut them off. That was a little bit more shallow.
It's not
so
a retake wall
forward.
necessarily.
Yeah, it was more of like a closer fight up against the planter and the guys getting into the site wall. And it did find them some success. I feel like if they had actual guns there, they'd probably win that round, though.
And that idea I think you can expand on, right? Just have KO flash you through that wall on off timings to be disruptive. But you're running out of defense side rounds to play is kind of the issue. How to you off the rip?
Great time to call that early round Hunter's Fury with the knife. It connected onto 4 people with the knife, but then the Hunter's Fury just unfortunately not actually netting any kills.
Timo's at 2 all of a sudden, by the way. Not great, because he's not carrying it off.
Wow, Bang feels like he has to use that just to live. So, goodbye, Reckoning. I mean, it's over. And he still dies, because Mod has worked his way up through mid on the lurking harbor.
Yeah. I mean, I just realized what agent he's playing. All right, Cove thrown over at the causeway. Timo low, so hoping to set up at least like a staggered double swing. Oh, man, Marta is everywhere, man.
Marber's all over them. They don't know how to act. They don't know what to do.
Just marbing it up. All right. 100 Thieves down to 2 here, and they are not interested.
It's another round done. 100 Thieves are reeling, and it feels like, I don't want to call this at 7-0, but it feels like this game is over. Because they have yet to play Valorant, it feels like. Even on a round like this, where their early round aggro play is in the right spot at the right time. There are 4 players in the B, like outside B at stairs that get hit by the knife, which off that info then activates the Hunter's Fury, and they got, what, like 1 tag with it? It feels like a situation where even when they do something right, everything still just goes wrong somehow.
I do feel like if you're 100 Thieves, you want to look to the example that G2 set against Leviatán on their, like, especially on their A side plays around the harbor on this particular map. Yeah, COP was a little bit different, sure, but being able to fight in the side against this stuff, but no one is expecting that.
And then they double back and go out elbow, pressure Bang, and then he feels like he needs some Reckoning just to live. But they had never had nested controller info, so the Marber is in the walls lurking, and then Bang just dies anyway.
Yeah, so that Reckoning, which is
it's just brutal, man.
Such a big retake piece is just no longer available to you. I mean, you're not even in a position to retake in that round anyway. But this is a horrific showing from 100 Thieves here. NRG have had all the answers. Kiko, up until round 6, had basically been dominating the game. He's quieting down now, hasn't had to do everything. Ethan's been also sublime. Honestly, over the course of today, he has certainly been leading the charge from the front. The money is in such a great spot for NRG. Still got a Blade Storm if they sort of have a low recon round, but that's unlikely to sort of be a factor here. I'm maybe looking at like a reactive null command from Arsena in his upcoming rounds. That's the only ult we've really got on deck here for 100 Thieves, especially after Hunter's Fury went for nothing and Reckoning went for nothing in that previous round. You're running out of pieces to build on.
God, this is also selling me on just NRG. Can we just see some damn Kiko Mata double duelist on some other maps?
You want to run the you want to run it back
bro, this
again?
guy's great. He's Freako on duelist. Like, let this guy loose sometimes. Like a little bit of listen. I wouldn't be mad at a little bit of
little Kiko Phoenix
on somewhere else.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't seem like NRG because they're the only team not playing double duelist unless it was Breeze in the previous meta. They're not about it. Oh.
The rare fast hit on B.
Okay.
But Timatino gets exposed trying to peek outdoors when all that aggression was coming in and on, you know, the opposite side of the map. So it's right back to A.
This mid encounter. Oh, spots 3 crossing. That's pretty big, but there's just no presence at A. Bang had to get out. Definitely feeling nervous. He probably heard footsteps coming out from mid anyway.
Yeah, he's just trying his best to live. There's no ults in play here for either side, and utility is definitely getting bare. Oh, the pop flash, but it just gets spanned anyhow.
Arsena ready for it. We are in a plant, but this is NRG now having to play post plant with 3. Snakebite to buy a bit of space.
Take flight.
Arsena did have that null command active earlier in the round. Oh, again, a fragment is what will slow this up, but Arsena's gotten ahead of it. He's on the side, but he's alone. There's a backup. He wanted to get past this stall util, but he did so alone. Now Cryer's going to inch forward, suppressed as he is. And Brock will wait to swing off this. He's low, but he knows he can play contact easily. Oh, Ethan, it's dirty! It's absolute filth! Through the box, he'll take his 4. Bro is dominating!
He's feeling it. He threw a pop flash through double doors, had flashbacks, thought he was on dust again, and just started going crazy in the server. He just started feeling it. I've never seen him more dialed.
Man, the guy's KO is... Talk about someone who squeezes every inch out of his kit, right? Fragment, over to double door, slows things out. Arsena's like solo ahead of it. He just dies on his own. Ethan, like every pop flash is impactful. Null command, midway through the site here, had Cryo suppressed as he tried to walk up on the site.
Come on, RD!
No, further, you get Ethan on the KO. This is always the agent he's going to individually pop off on the most. It is his comfort agent. And honestly, I mean, I was saying the same thing for Austin at the top of this game, and I think it's true. Like when, you know, Flash, like Flex Initiator was a more viable role in the game. When you had Asuna playing the KO there, he was putting up really good performances. As of right now, no one on 100 Thieves is. They're not in this game at all, so it's not a, you know, you can't even look at an individual at this point. But
Mata's actually cycling back into his next Reckoning, which was pretty huge in the round it was used. And now again, so slow early round, but this is how NRG want to play it. This is kind of their default, right? They look over towards double door, find a pick. Timo has to pick for info. And he gets punished. Vora doesn't use any of his, like, you know, his early round util. Still has Aldrone, still has Recon. But we didn't have the space to make use of this stuff adequately. We'll see. Well, body block the Aldrone. Bang's able to get one and to stay for more.
yeah, fair attempt. And hey, now it's Austin's turn.
He got
a little
two.
bit better than Bang.
Spike down
Nice.
A.
Managed to
So the
find
next
2.
guy that does it should be able to get 3.
Right, there's actually only 2
30
left.
seconds
So.
left.
Too
Yeah.
fun. No, that's fine.
Hate to see it.
I mean, Vora could kill his teammate with a shock dart if he really needs to get 3.
That is
That'd
true.
be unnecessary, but does NRG expect the double flank coming through? This is pretty weird from 100 Thieves.
Yeah.
It might catch them off.
No, he's going to be... Ooh, my, he's going to be ready for it. And they see the second. All info you need now.
Yeah, Kiko is just kind of a phenom today.
100 Thieves are out of luck in this round. Looked like they could have made something of it, man. They really did need a thrifty here. Sadly, not to be. Kiko notches up another 3-piece. NRG, 9-0. This is a dominant attack side. Ethan and Kiko just ruining.
Yeah, the more compelling storyline at this point might be who will get more kills between Kiko and Ethan at the end of this game. Because right now, it's 9-0. And how many times have I said that 100 Thieves have not played Valorant yet? Of probably 20, but like, there's not been a round that I've been compelled to think about them winning yet.
I really think
my
that the first
God.
15 seconds of the round for 100 Thieves will be very telling. Especially if NRG are playing that slow default with mid-presence. They're not, though. Looks like they might even just bum rush A at this point. Oh, Cryer spotted. Just able to get out when he's alive.
100 Thieves consistently getting just flashed up over on this A side if they try to fight close at all.
Look at the space take. Kiko's up and about it. There's actually someone wrapped on the back of, yep, Pyramid. Arsene able to account himself. Finds Kiko, but he is brought.
Spike down A.
And it's just NRG trading into this space a little more effectively. It's an even game, but Cryo's a little isolated here on the site. There's a two-piece for 100 Thieves, trying to work their way towards mid-doors, and they didn't even find a good timing. Scubado's on the site, and now we can stall this out. This is a tough round to win for 100 Thieves. Look at this, Poison Orb also committed. How the hell do you get in?
You don't. You try, you dash in, but you're overwhelmed by util, and it's over. And now Bang just, I don't know, does he try for the 1v3? Does he try to save?
I do remember the last time
Doesn't
he was in a
even
clutch. He did shoot 3 people in the face with the Sheriff.
Don't set.
Yeah, that is true. Off to a worse start, though, getting randomly spammed.
Just randomly spammed down.
Like, again, though, 100 Thieves, when they're trying to play close on A main, they're getting instantly pop flashed. It's happened multiple times now. It happens there again. So then one of the players is just running all the way back behind, you know, the further left pyramid. They're behind the Viper wall. And NRG, they cycle that down, then the high tide comes up, so it's like they get out with that first wall, then it drops, and there's a second wall, and now suddenly there's like a little new part of the canvas that is open for them to fight and kill players on, like Bora just there in front of back yellow. Like,
But that's the premise of, like, you know, having these double controller comps is you section up the map so you can take it piecemeal. You don't have to cover everything at once. Well, this is, yeah, this is rough. 100 Thieves haven't really been able to get into the game. They've not really had first picks in many of these rounds. The best round was when they were able to throw a high tide on A midway through and execute. And that looked all right.
they're just going to throw the Viper's Pit in A main to try to control it. Scuba a little fearless, just trying to get through towards the other side.
This is so cursed.
I mean, 100 Thieves have to know that this is very possible.
Oh, no way,
What?
dude. 1 for 1. Oh, look at NRG, like they're deep on B, the weak side of the map. They've already kind of sniffed this out.
Yeah, in the meantime, 100 Thieves still think it's just going to be A anyway.
Hold on, why
do
do
you
you...
relentless on that site?
100 Thieves assume that even though they've, in theory, funneled NRG towards B, they're still assuming NRG are going to disrespect the pit and go A?
Yeah, like, you know, that is an option they could have, is circumvent the pit and just go heavy through doors, play more
We can't split the
backside
site,
around
though.
pyramids, but
Okay.
it's, yeah, not going to be the case. This is just a free B plant. Mata feeling the pressure, but just going to back up, throw the high tide that's going to cover up all of the entrance ways for 100 Thieves.
All right, it is go time. Marty, okay. Little ping there off the 0 point. Both sides have them, in fact. Suppression now on 100 Thieves is going to make it that much harder to break back in. They can shrug that off, though. Cove now triggered. Inside of it, though, is Marta, bro. The Marba? Chef's kiss. I'm about it.
100 Thieves just trying to fight through layers of util. They can't do it. There's more counter util. Ethan has basically his full kit available there. They're all just playing up close to the wall. It's crazy that Scuba gets that. What on earth is that flick? That is disgusting.
One enemy remaining.
Well, we might be looking at a 12-0
Again, that's
half
what I'm
here.
saying. Ethan had his full kit. He had both flashes in that post plant that he can throw out when the wall drops and just pop flash all those players. Like, as soon as it's going down, they're blind, right?
High tide, 2 flashes, a Cove to work with as well. Shock Dart was there for Brock. Last chance saloon, you have 100 Thieves on the defense side to put their mark on this game.
They're going to try to do that with a 3-man walk down mid.
Which have been watched for, and all the slow defaults from NRG.
Is a recon. I mean, teams will do something like this and then have the Sova top nest and throw the recon all the way bottom mid, so then you can shoot through a wall or a smoke there. But the Sova's with them, but it doesn't really matter. They just wait for it to drop and triple face.
Theoretically, maybe that probably shouldn't work out. Let the Guardians do the work. Oh, Aspas just had strips torn off him. There's Kiko, and he's knocked the KO. It's all up to Cryo, who actually has a pretty pretty respectable game, all things considered. It's a 0-round game for 100 Thieves.
I think that's a fake stat line. Don't worry about it.
Oh, no, I wasn't looking at that. I don't think you're 17 and 6 in a 0-round game. No.
What are you looking at?
No.
No, he's, well, I mean, 100 Thieves tried to mix it up, but also they probably could have just gone for the other play that I said. And it might have been better,
I am Paper Mario. This is such a flattener.
Yeah, I want to say this is a Valorant game, but I think I'd be lying.
This is Ritual
Now,
Sacrifice.
The storyline of Ethan versus Kiko there. Kiko wins it out.
Yes.
He keeps getting more kills.
I truly hope
18 to 14.
I hope the Volcano Gods do spare us this harvest season after what we've just offered them in his first half of our third map. Brutal stuff here as 100 Thieves are still looking to play some Valorant, I think, on Breeze. We'll see if they can after this. It is a grim landscape out there for you 100 Thieves fans. Post-Fallout, Breeze looks pretty ugly. 0 rounds to their name, and NBS is in the tank. This is the floated map of the series, but after the 100 Thieves pick of Lotus falls flat, they have shown us almost nothing in this decider. And NRG finally spinning their tires for so much of Stage 1. We're on the precipice of taking their first win.
100 Thieves beat EG here 13-6, by the way, in week 1.
Bro, wasn't it 13-4?
Was it 13?
It was even worse than that.
It was even worse than that. It's been 1,097 days since we've seen a 13-0 in VCT Americas. That was in April 2023.
It's one of... Did we cover that one?
No.
You were so confident about that.
Did you?
Oh, wait.
Were you in the league in 2023?
I don't even know if I was here.
I think you
That's 24.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Man, that's before my time? Damn, you old fogies remember though, huh?
100 Thieves, will you stop the 13-0? That's the only question on everyone's mind here, Mitch.
Honestly, it's the only question on their mind at this point. You've just got to take every round at a time. Into the side they get. Timo just walks the wall. Sees Marta caught sleeping. Ethan's able to find the one, but that's all NRG been able to amass so far. And Ethan has dropped to a paltry point of health. High Tide drops down. Cryo has the flank timing, so far not too shabby. The Sheriffs do sing though.
Brock with the Sheriff. Kind of a god with that gun on the pistol rounds.
Yes. Scuba inching his way forward. They are quite low. Cryo should be in a great spot here just to play off Aura's contact. Or make his own luck.
It will not happen.
Welcome to Breeze.
Make it 1,098. It's the day counter has gone up
no
by
one
one.
13-0's us on Breeze.
Well, at least they have that. Did they celebrate? Can
I think I saw a grin. I saw a smile on Cryocel's face.
Nice! We're gonna get 13 out. Let's go!
Yes! Yes! Yes!
And let this be an example of how our standards drop precipitously when our fortunes do not favor us. Okay, listen.
Can we compare that to NBS's reaction of winning Champions?
I don't know how.
Side by side.
Yeah, are Lithuanians all that animated? I'm not sure. NBS though seem very happily there. I'll give him that. Flash comes in here from NRG. They might want to be disrupted midway through this hit, but the weapons obviously favor the attackers. And Timo, okay.
Hold on. If you don't look at the scoreline, it looks like these guys are on fire right now. Don't look at the score.
Just look at
Ignore everything that
Timo
happened in the past.
throwing gang signs and smiling. That's all you need to know.
That was a nice little... Listen, that's the kind of play that you hate to throw in your frag movie because of the context, but you can still do it if you just cover up the score.
Exactly, you just zoom in a little bit, right?
Yep.
Just mess with the aspect ratio.
Yep.
It's all about using cinematic devices to obscure the fact that you're getting pounded on this map. But hey, there's still more Valorant to be played as far as 100 Thieves is concerned.
NRG, only 10 opportunities to win this game from here, Mitch.
That's a lot.
Yeah, you're right.
10 match points. That seems pretty nice.
Whoa, and 100 Thieves, they said it's not. We down by 10. Time to work the map. Let's start orb maxing on B. Let's get the high tide up.
We're playing the long
We're
game.
pivoting back into the A hit. Whoa, all right.
All right.
Hold on. Marber indoors, though.
Yeah, what's the Marber got for us on this defense side?
Freako backside. What's he about to do?
Okay.
Oh my
trying to hold the line.
Thieves are bad.
Cryo outdoes him. Timmer's going to be pinged here, but there's not really much that the defenders can do about it. Kiko. Oh, okay. Just tucked by those boxes. They're able to get out of there as well. That is insane. Down to 300 Thieves, fighting for their lives in this game. Bang and Teemo deliver. Brock and Ethan going to be late to the party, but still, it's going to be a 1-for-1. Bang very low. Here we go. He's going to throw it. The reckoning. And there it is. Brock does him in. NRG bring the curtain down on, frankly, a tragedy. As 100 Thieves sputter out as they were looking for their second win of the stage. Finally, NRG have their win.
Yeah, it looked like we might have been headed towards like a banger third map. Whoa, neck and neck, 100 Thieves. They both outplay the other on their map pick, bringing in some different compositions, different looks, and then it just turbo flattening map 3.